Howard's on the show. Tuesday with Thompson and more. Countdown to kickoff, though, live from Landmark Americana. But Tony Bruno is up next.
Josh Hennick here on 97.3 ESPN. The conclusion of NFL Week 4 is tonight. AFC North rivalry matchup between the Pittsburgh Steelers and the Cincinnati Bengals. And joining us live from Heinz Field in Pittsburgh is Larry Roth of the Sports Plus Network. Larry, how you doing today?
Hey, Josh, doing great. Thanks for having us on once again. Obviously, nobody expected both Steelers and Cincinnati to be 0-3 at this juncture. Obviously, there's a lot of new personnel involved. It is a big matchup. It is a big rivalry, and we are willing to give this shot for free to those who will call.
Mic check, gentlemen. Mic check.
1, 2. 1, 2. No, I'm not hearing myself. I'm just hearing out background noise, no station.
Gentlemen, mic check, please.
1, 2. Guys, you want to throw your headsets on so Josh can get a mic?
There we go. That's hot. Check, check. Collins mic.
Yeah,
Collins mic. Check, check.
Hello.
Hello.
Check. Wow.
Hello.
Wow.
Mr. Monday night.
Mr. Monday
Mr.
night.
Thursday night is 5-0, though.
Just
Is
let
that
you know,
right?
everybody's hot on their mics.
Hello.
Everybody's hot. Everybody's hot.
You're hot, Josh.
Hello, can you hear me now? Are we still too
I
hot?
can hear you. You're just coming in through booming.
Boom. Shakalaka.
This is a booming radio
Yeah, it's-
station here.
Damn right, man.
Which one is? It's a little hot in my head.
Isn't there a station called Boom something?
I'm 4. Okay.
Or did they go off the air?
I'm 4. Okay. Gotcha. Thanks. Perfect.
Check, check, check.
Check.
Hello, testing 1, 2. I hear everybody now.
Shake,
Good.
shake, shake.
You hear me?
I hear you loud and clear, Tom.
Can you hear me now?
Toll Man
Is this thing on?
Toll Man Joe's.
Is
Toll
this
Man
thing on?
Joe's.
Now all of a sudden the concern about the Jets
I can't hear you.
has
You
begun.
hearing the headset?
Is
Yeah,
there
I can hear.
concern?
You just got to
Oh, I
turn yours
thought
up a
somebody
little bit. I
tweeting.
can't hear. No, I'm good.
You know, we
no,
got
that
to be
was
careful.
good.
This could be another Joe. You forgot the Joe Webb game.
Well, that's true. That's
Joe
true.
Kraut.
The Joe Webb
Not
game.
Gardner Webb.
Hey, Joe
No,
Kraus.
Gardner Webb. No.
Can you turn my
now
back
there's
down a little
new
bit?
Gardner Minshew.
It was perfect
Exactly.
where it was. Thank you. Sorry. Appreciate it.
Got to re-rank the Gardners.
That's right.
The
Collins'
Luke
mic is
Falk
good. Don't
game.
touch it
Can we
anymore.
call it that already?
Not yet, man.
What's
This
up
guy
with
might be
what's up
here.
with Collins' mic?
Not ruled out yet.
Yeah.
Collins' mic is good. Don't touch it
My
anymore.
spleen's
All right,
enlarged.
Thanks, Josh.
Yeah, mono's no
McMullen's
joke,
mic
man.
is good.
I
I
am
can hear
on.
John
It's
talking.
awful.
Yeah.
What about me?
What,
Can you hear me
mono?
now? Can you hear me
Yeah.
now, Josh?
Can I only
I
have
don't hear
Bruno
bad
and
things
Eitan
about it.
talking?
I've not had it.
Hello?
It's terrible.
All right, hang on. He only wants to hear.
Sickest I've ever been.
Wait a minute. He only wants to hear Eitan and myself to get the levels checked. How's that? Testing 1, 2, 1, 2. Is that a good? Is that too loud?
Bruno's good.
All right. Eitan.
Check. 1, 2, 1, 2. Check.
Eitan will be fine because he'll start yelling in about 5 minutes.
Exactly.
No, I don't yell.
Thank you, Josh.
There's nothing to yell. There's a lot of people here. That guy's going to kick my ass if I start yelling. Look at him.
I like the guy with the gray hair
Check
and the
one,
beard.
check
That's what I'm
two.
saying,
Yeah, that's good.
By the way,
That's what I want to look
We
like.
got an
Bartender.
English accent
Yes,
bartender
on the
here,
left.
Josh.
We do?
Confirmed.
What's that?
Gents, you have 2
Yes, sir.
more minutes to showtime.
The guy with the bucket, he has a British accent?
No. The girl
On the right.
coming
By the way,
just-
by the way,
yes.
this is going
Girl
over the
on
house. We're over the house.
Right,
Oh, we are?
Right here.
Yeah.
Perfect.
Hello?
Everybody that you're
It's-
Googling
I still
right
think
now
it's
is
fascinating,
right over
though.
there.
I mean, it's.
Oh, I need my pen.
It's fascinating. We're in the house.
I love the hot mics.
Thanks for letting us know.
Me too. Thanks, guys.
How about Adam Thielen throwing that quarterback under the bus?
You like that? I hope he gets him with a you like that next week.
Somebody said
Pump fakes him and runs.
one of
for
my friends who's a Redskins fan says the only good thing about the Redskins is they weren't stupid enough to give Kirk Cousins all that money.
And we are,
I used to defend Kirk Cousins.
So did I.
Crappy offensive line, but
Yeah.
we are also live on Twitch, everybody.
Here's the
We
thing.
live?
Here's the other
Robin,
thing.
can I
too.
have
we,
my
That-
bag over
that's
there,
not
sweetie?
talked
at that
about.
table?
If Zimmer doesn't want to throw the ball either, so it
Did you
he
order
probably
food
holds him
without
back,
telling
tells him
anybody?
not to.
Oh, I thought you
oh yeah.
I'm sure if he was in
I
a
was here
different
at
offense, he's gonna
4:30,
put up
man.
No,
that
not you.
much.
These guys walk in with me. I was in there.
Did you guys outside eating food outside?
Yeah.
What you need at libertymutual.com.
No, that's not true.
Spread players.
Oh yes,
my
here's my
boy's back.
commercial. Here's my commercial. I love these.
Is this the information guy?
Call us for yes.
We got the information.
I love these guys.
So
Yeah. Driving up Saturday to the Temple game, this guy comes home like 50 times.
Disinformation tonight.
Hi, Josh. This is Josh from 97.3. We're talking to someone out in Pittsburgh. Go ahead.
I got information on this game.
I got information.
information.
We're live.
All right, let me throw a name at you guys.
Can't hear anything.
Nunzio Campanile.
He sounds Italian.
Does he have information?
He probably does.
He is the information.
Very shady.
Somebody's going to set it, right?
You know who he is, right?
Yeah, he's the funneler of info.
Once again, it's free. It's on me. Try me out.
It's free. It's on me.
Yeah, I love that. I absolutely love it. Get out. Get out.
Everything's free. It's on me.
Too fast.
You just turned it off, Robin. Well, what happened?
Here we go. We're going ready. Sixers had media day today.
The following program is paid for the opinions
It was
expressed
all
by
ready
those
to
of Times
go.
Square Media or station advertisers.
It's the Monday Night Football Countdown to Kickoff Show with Tony Bruno.
I'm excited for it. I'm ready for it.
On 97.3 ESPN and the mobile app.
Mr. Monday Night is here.
No sound cut here. Straight to you guys.
Americana in Glassboro.
And that's an outrage.
Featuring Eagles and NFL insider John McMullen and Colin Thompson. Presented by Corona. Powered by Davios. And fueled by the IBEW Local 98. Now, it's the Monday Night Countdown to Kickoff.
Let's play some damn football.
With Mr. Monday Night, Tony Bruno, and Eitan Shander.
You are live.
You are looking live on a Monday night where a game that looked good on paper back in March unfortunately remains on the schedule. ESPN is contractually obligated to air such game. Mr. Monday Night is obligated to release a pick because there's no bye weeks here at the beautiful landmark Americana on a Monday night with the whole gang is here. Thank you for joining us. Tony Bruno, Eitan Shander's here. John McMullen's here. Free agent Colin Thompson is here. I think that's on his business card. It says free agent.
It is.
Tight end for hire.
Well, we got breaking news, though.
We do have breaking news. This is not a joke. This
Wait a
is
second.
breaking news.
Yes.
We're starting the program
Yes.
here at Landmark
Yes.
with real. This isn't like
This is
Mr. Monday
real
Night.
break.
You can only
the
get
Philadelphia
that.
Eagles have made a trade.
No.
Yes.
Don't
You gotta
say
They
try.
made a trade.
Don't see already with your smirk. I can tell.
No, it's
something's
legit.
up.
It is legit.
A trade is legit, but is the trade legit? Two separate things, right?
It's not what you think it is.
Oh.
They didn't get Jalen Ramsey, okay?
That's
So
all I cared
I hate
about.
to blow the lead, but they didn't get Jalen
Did they
Ramsey.
get Jack Ramsey?
They got
No,
Duke
Dr.
Riley.
Jack's no longer with us, of course.
Duke Riley.
Duke Riley.
Read the Eagles tweet, John.
Yeah, read the tweet. This is from the Eagles.
The Eagles have acquired linebacker Duke Riley and a 2026 round pick from Atlanta in exchange for Jonathan Cyprien and a 2027 round pick.
Jonathan
Not the trade
Cyprien,
you were looking for,
who
but
the last time
No.
we saw was committing a bad penalty in that game in Green Bay. Or did he hit somebody? He got
No, you're right. It was a bad penalty.
What,
no,
what
he-
number, Cyprian?
he was
37?
he was one of the
Or
17
no.
guys that were out there trying to
47?
cover people in Green Bay in a game that miraculously the Eagles found a way to win.
He didn't have a great game. There was a big play.
well,
that he flubbed.
Jonathan.
But I mean, he shouldn't be out there that you're relying
I
on.
mean, typically, if they didn't have all the cornerback
Right.
injuries, he wouldn't have been
Right,
playing. They had to go heavy safety, and he got to play in the game. But obviously, they're pretty deep at the position. Even though nobody in Philadelphia likes Andrew Sendejo, the Eagles coaches love him. So
He's played a lot of football, too.
They're very, very comfortable with him. And Cyprien wasn't going to get much playing time. And remember, they moved on from L.J. Fort, so they weren't happy with that, needed a body.
But interestingly enough, though, John, as you point out, they got rid of L.J. Fort so they can bring back Orlando Scandrick because they needed more corners than they did linebackers. Now they just go out and trade for another linebacker.
Right.
Yeah.
On a really underachieving defense.
Exactly.
Well, no, I think that's what people put them on a pedestal. They're not underachieving. They're doing exactly what, really, if you look
Sucking?
no, they don't suck. But if you look at their X's, if you look at their Jims and Joes, like we talk about in their X and O's, put their defensive players compared to other defenses in the NFC, and other than maybe 3 or 4 true studs, they're just starters. They're just average starters, in my opinion.
And by the way, one of those studs is not playing like a stud. I think
Correct.
that's been the biggest problem for the Eagles defense. Look, when you have superstars, and that's what Fletcher Cox is, or at least was, hasn't been this season, you expect him to play like superstars.
Yep.
And Colin and I were just talking about his old team off air, the Chicago Bears, yesterday, who were absolutely dominant.
Yep.
Even though Akeem Hicks didn't play, Roquan Smith didn't play, they have so many good players, and then you have secondary players coming in and shining because those guys are so good. That's kind of what happens with Fletcher Cox. When he's playing at that level, other guys next to him, around him, they look better.
And a healthy Jernigan. And a healthy Jackson.
Yeah.
Right. That changes everything when you can rotate 3 Pro Bowlers in, close to the football there with the center. So I think the injuries have hurt it. But, Eitan, what you're saying, though, I don't know if they've really underachieved in a sense of that because they're not. People put the Eagles' defense on this pedestal because it's the Eagles' defense.
No, I'm saying the Falcons.
Yeah,
Falcons. I'm sorry, not the Eagles' defense.
Oh, I thought you said Eagles.
I'm saying it doesn't get me excited that they're able to pluck a guy off an underachieving team in general.
To be honest, it's probably more of a special teams deal. They probably like him as a special teams player.
They devalue the position anyway.
Yeah, I mean they're comfortable. Remember, Camus Grugier-Hill is now back after his knee sprain. Nigel Bradham's their number 1 linebacker. I think Camus will eventually earn that second spot, but right now it's Zach Brown and Nate Gary. They're comfortable with that top 4. I don't think it's great, but they're comfortable with it, and that's how they're going to move forward. So this is probably a special team.
Now, watching that game on Thursday night, after I did once again successfully pick the Eagles, because I've been picking against them.
I picked the Eagles.
I think we all picked them with the points, with a chance to win the game. And the fact that their defense couldn't stop anybody is a miracle. When you just think about how Aaron Rodgers was picking them clean, it didn't matter who they put out there, yet their defense made 2 huge stops in the fourth quarter, and that Packer defense coming in, how good are the Packers defensively? You know what we saw this past weekend, week 4, which concludes tonight with a horrible game? We saw the Packers defense exposed. We saw the Rams defense exposed for 55 against Tampa Bay on the road in their own building.
Jameis Winston
28 for 41, 385, and 4 TDs for Jameis Winston.
We saw the Baltimore Ravens
again from him.
We saw the Baltimore Ravens at home exposed. So we saw 3 teams that came into their games with these defenses. Now the Bears are the only ones that have been living up to it.
They're in
because they're also playing teams like the Vikings who can't move the ball on anybody, unfortunately.
But that should never be. Like, you should never have those 3 skilled guys around any quarterback and be unable to move the football or find a way to move the football with Cook, Thielen, and Diggs.
And a good tight end in Rudolph.
Yeah, that's a great point. I mean, Rudolph is
Well, it tells you, when you have
too.
a bad offensive line, styles make fights. And they have a bad offensive line against the best front in football. So in that particular style matchup, it's terrible for Minnesota. And it has been really since Matt Nagy got there last year. Same thing happened in the 2 games last year. They just can't block those guys. So Cousins doesn't have time to get the ball to Thielen and Diggs. And when he does, he's seeing ghosts because he assumes Khalil Mack is there ready to strip the football. So
Diggs still had a decent day with 7 catches and over 100 yards. But
it was garbage.
That's what I'm saying. And you still have Zimmer coming out and other people saying that Zimmer is holding back this offense, specifically the quarterback. That's the point. So if you go vertical, you may get more yardage, you may get some scores, but isn't there a higher propensity that Kirk Cousins is going to just blow it anyway? So either way, that's probably why he's holding him back in the first place, because he doesn't want a guy to drive off the road.
The first time they had the football, he had Thielen deep, wide open, overthrew him by 2 yards. So that changes the whole impact of the game. When the quarterback, again, thinks the pass rush is going to be there, whether it's there or not, whether you're hurrying them up, you're getting them off his spots, that's part of it. And that Chicago defense is intimidating. It just is.
With those guys, I mean, it's a statement, right? Because if you look at those guys, and I hate to use the term on paper, but the reality is that Cook, Thielen, Diggs, when you have those guys, and that bears, maybe we look at it from Chicago's standpoint, which is that shows you how dangerous Chicago can be, no matter if it's Mitchell, Chase,
I think
John.
They're better with Chase Daniel.
It doesn't even matter. It could be you
Chase,
and me and all these, right? I mean, it doesn't matter. The defense is that good.
To take you inside that, what it's like there with Chase Daniel compared to Mitch. Well, I'm not going to compare to Mitch, just when Chase came in, Chase is teaching Mitch the offense.
Yeah.
Matt Nagy saying, hey, Chase, what do we call that in Kansas City? Or, how do we do it there with Kelsey? So Chase is like another coach. Tyler Bray's the backup to Chase, Tennessee guy. Played at Tennessee, 6'6", big arm too, legitimate second, third string player in the league. guys that really know the offense well. So if you saw Chase out there, he's calm.
Yeah.
How many backup quarterbacks go out there and start checking plays like Chase was, and they're completing balls at a great clip?
Yeah, obviously you lose some athleticism, and that's important with no Trubisky, but
with that defense.
As far as reading the defense, as far as going to the right spot with the football, they're better with Chase Daniel.
Yeah, 22 for 30, 195, and a TD.
That
if Chase can do that every week, 22 for 30, it's pretty efficient.
That defense is better than how many offenses right now? Skins, second half Dolphins.
And again, with Montgomery, he's getting better at Iowa State, and you have Cohen, who's electric, running the ball. If you run the ball and play great defense, and they have Allen Robinson on the outside, he's a good player. He had a nice day, 7 for 77. They have weapons. I like the Bears. I've said it before. The best roster in the NFL, up and down. It's ridiculous.
Remember.
Minus a quarterback.
Remember the ghost of Rex Grossman. This team went to a Super Bowl with Rex Grossman, and guess where it was? In Miami. Remember that game?
Yeah.
Rex Grossman and the Bears went to the
might
Super Bowl.
I think
if you looked at Grossman's stats that year and you looked at anything comparable to what Trubisky did last year or like even this year.
Yeah, they're comparable.
Yeah, exactly.
They're comparable numbers. My point is their defense is so good, you don't need
And here's the
a
craziest stat I saw from
You don't need
yesterday.
a quarterback.
The Bears.
Tariq Cohen in the backfield.
Wildcat.
The Bears are 5-1 when scoring fewer than 20 points since last season.
Wow.
The rest of the NFL scoring fewer than 20 points is 28 and 186.
Yep.
You always lose in this league if you can't score 20 points. Not the Bears.
And the Bears will, in my opinion, continue to get better as the season goes on because of the home field advantage they will have. They play, and they already played Green Bay on the road. Now they lost, so they're going to get Green Bay at home late in the year. They go to Detroit, which is a dome. So, things line up for the Bears and Chase Daniel. I don't know what's going to happen when Mitch comes back, but I'm sure the Chicago media will be flipping over it and be fun conversation.
If they had competent quarterback play, if you can guarantee me competent quarterback play, they're a significant Super Bowl contender. I just don't think you can guarantee me that. Whether it's Chase long-term or Mitch coming back, that's their Achilles heel.
Let me ask you this,
for Nick Foles?
Who's the one team that you look at that is offensively powered enough and has somewhat of a deep, not like completely
The Rams.
But their defense is so susceptible, right?
Yeah, but you know what? I mean,
The Rams
you're
have
coming
enough
off.
firepower to put up 30 on the Bears?
Yes. I mean, the Rams can put up
Kansas
30
City.
on anybody.
In January?
So
No,
can
but Kansas City does. Kansas
No, I'm
City's
talking about
defense.
NFC.
not in
NFC.
Chicago.
NFC.
Okay. Maybe not in Chicago in
Okay,
January.
LA, okay.
But in
maybe.
LA.
I won't
Think
concede
about,
it yet.
if you give me Aaron Donald and us four and a couple other guys, we shouldn't be able not to give up 55 points. But the one thing Jim Schwartz says is games have personalities. You saw it in the Super Bowl with the Eagles, and they gave up so much yardage. It was a shootout. Sometimes things go that way on a particular Sunday. The Rams are undisciplined defensively. I think that's the biggest thing. You constantly see it with Marcus Peters, specifically, really talented guy, but he'll take chances, and sometimes you give up big plays. They'll get it together. Wade Phillips will get it together. That's a good team.
We're just getting this party started here. It is Black Monday. Gabe Kapler at this hour is still the Phillies manager.
Not for long.
If there's any kind of breaking news,
Take
we
the
will
under.
break into the regularly scheduled Monday night countdown to kickoff.
Can't be bigger than Duke Riley news.
Duke Riley news. Any more
I already
developments?
forgot the guy that they traded.
That's why I had to bring it up.
We are live here at Landmark Americana in Glassboro on a Monday night. Tony Bruno, Eitan Chandler, John McMullen, the great Colin Thompson, the whole gang is here. And we've got a big giveaway here tonight, but you must be present to win. We will be giving away tickets to Eagles Cowboys here October 20th, yo.
I love that.
You got to be here to win those.
More tickets? We keep giving tickets away.
We are giving it away. We're coming back live on 97.3 ESPN and on twitch.tv, BrunoNation Live. Stick around. This is getting started, baby.
Hour number one of the Monday Night Football Countdown to Kickoff show is fueled by Dunkin'. After the Eagles win, you win with Dunkin'.
Okay.
Howdy, howdy. Howdy, howdy, folks. What's that?
Oh, is it just me? Okay.
Hello. Oh, there I am. Hey, there we go. Oh, Here, hand me that bag so that Eitan doesn't trip over it. Thank you. I'm going to kill Eitan, apparently. Hello, folks.
Hold on.
Are we live? Why are we buffering? This is no bueno. I am on internet. No, there we are. Okay, good. I was worried there for a second. I didn't see me. I was thinking, oh no. Are we having internet issues? But I don't think we are. M. Johns who? AJ in San Antonio, everybody. Now don't forget, Tony can see all of your comments coming in. So feel free to ask him questions
I need
or
my
whatever.
headset's a little louder in my ear. Can you just turn me up? My headsets need to be up just a little. Just in my ear.
Wait a second. Are we doing that now?
Not in the house, just in my head.
EKT 8750, it started to flake before the break. Let's see,
Okay,
what
that's
can
better.
I turn off?
Better.
I don't need that.
All right, John, you know what we're doing here now, right? Got 1 minute back.
Good, good. Hold on just a second.
Actually, it's reminding you that it can help lower cholesterol as part of a heart-healthy diet. They can help lower cholesterol? I've been so focused.
All right, John, we're going to talk some nuts and bolts.
Nuts and bolts on the Eagles for Tom Adams.
Got 30 seconds, got music, audio cut coming in you.
Okay. What's the audio cut, you know?
1-2, 1-2.
Okay. So it's a play-by-play then.
In the heart of South Philly is Tony Bruno's home on Eagles game day. And for those of you in Cape May County, Toll Man Joe's in Wildwood.
1-2, 1-2.
Every week in September. Toll Man Joe's, where wings were
10 seconds.
Wings were perfected, and where your football Sunday is set to begin this Sunday and every Eagles game day. Get to Toll Man Joe's. Join me, Tony Bruno. I'll see you on game day at Toll Man Joe's.
Live from the landmark Americana in the heart of South Jersey, it's Tony Bruno and Eitan Shander. Get to the landmark and you can have
Coming back.
an Eagles game of your choice.
Second and goal at the 2. Rodgers has been in this situation so many times. Rodgers back. He pumps. He fires. It is intercepted. Intercepted. Eagles have the ball. Not to out across the 20, and this game is as good as over.
You are live.
It was as good as over, even though Packer fans are still crying that it was defensive pass interference when it wasn't, because Al Riveron said that they were right at the goal line. They were within the 1 yard area where you can make contact with a receiver. So Packer fans, you know I love Green Bay, but they need to learn some football and get back to me.
It was bang bang, and in that situation,
Yeah,
I have
you
no
let it play.
problem. Exactly, and it's one of those issues. I think they've opened a Pandora's box with this instant replay with pass interference.
Yep, you're absolutely right.
And
Tony Bruno. And
yeah.
John, let me get to this first. Now, we're going to get to it right now because we're getting into the nuts and bolts of football. That's what we do here. Presented by Tom Adams, Windows and Carpets. Now, we're just breaking some nuts and bolts down, John McMullen, Eagles insider and NFL insider. He's got insights on both angles, not just on the Eagles. He's not an outsider, though. We don't like those people around here. You got to be inside to be on this show. John, we talked about the game in Green Bay, and now all of a sudden you look at the Eagles' schedule, and they got the Jets coming up, and now he's not going to be able to play. And we're talking about Sam Darnold. He's been cleared for contact. So the Eagles are going to play another team at home where they will be favored, and they are by 2 touchdowns already, that they can't let get away. Is there any way that there's a letdown or this rest will be a problem for the Eagles against the New York Jets?
I think there's always an opportunity in this league to sort of play down to your opposition and play up, for that matter. I mean, that's just, I think, human nature. You can take things for granted. And when you see the New York Jets in the way they've been struggling with Sam Darnold, without him, obviously they'd be better with him. than Luke Falk. But nonetheless, you expect the Eagles to win this game either way, and you have to wait about that. But, you know, the Eagles have been very good at home, and that kind of gets lost because Detroit was able to beat them. They still have the cornerback issues, and they're significant. Avonte Maddox is going to be out a couple of weeks with a neck injury. You have Sidney Jones dealing with a hamstring. We'll see on Wednesday how close he is. Ronald Darby's not going to play. So, I mean, they're not very good at cornerback, Tony, when they're healthy.
Exactly.
The problem is that the Jets have the quarterback and playmakers to take advantage of that type of situation. Aaron Rodgers could. Jets probably can't.
It's Le'Veon Bell. I mean, he hasn't been a factor so far. I mean, he's obviously a guy who was great with the Steelers who missed him. And so he's got a chance. And the Eagles are good against the run. That's the one thing we can all say.
They've been tremendous.
They're tremendous regardless of their secondary issues and the fact that their linebackers, as I said the other night on Twitter, they're pedestrian. They're not great. They're not horrible. I mean, when you look at this Eagles linebacking core and its defensive secondary, this may be the most pedestrian group we've seen in a long time around here.
Yeah, well, we talk about the numbers and how great the Eagles have been defending the run. Is that a chicken and the egg type of thing, though? Is that because it's so easy to pass on them that people don't worry about the run? Or the fact that you just can't run? In Green Bay's instance, they could not run the football. So when people kill Matt LaFleur, when he's inside the 5-yard line, when he's on the goal line, and he's not even trying to run the football in, well, yeah, but your best player is your quarterback. Aaron Rodgers is one of the greatest quarterbacks to ever play this game. Who do you want the football in his hand? So I understand that. In the Jets' case, their best player is Le'Veon Bell. So you're going to try to get him going. There's no question about that. Jim Schwartz knows it as well. The Eagles will be game planning this week with Le'Veon Bell number 1 on the board. I mean, that's the guy they want to stop.
John McMullen as we break it down. And now you look at the schedule, guys. The Jets, Minnesota. Before we get to that, I got to get to the important announcement. You know what we do on this show, no matter where we are, whether it's here on Monday nights at Landmark, and even Colin Thompson's like baffled, amazed, stupefied at what happens at these shows. Not just the brilliance that we spout here, but how about the prizes and fabulous prizes that the people who come out to these events, who must be present to win, by the way, let me make that perfectly clear, that Joe Krause finds a way to just, he one-ups himself every single show.
It's unbelievable.
Joe, we bow before your greatness, sir.
Tone, you said the key word must be present to win. And
that's the key 5 words now. That's
absolutely, must be present to win. Listen, on Thursday night in Lambeau, section 100 in the end zone was the BrunoNation sign. Our winner from the Landmark had a great experience in Green Bay.
Remember, we sent those listeners from here to Green Bay a week ago. And what did they see? They saw one of the great, and that was a great football game. I mean, there was a lot of craziness, but that was an entertaining game all the way to the last play.
It's the rare Thursday night football game that's really entertaining. We talk about it all the time. You have no prep time. You see a lot of ugly football on Thursday nights. That was an entertaining game on top of everything. And in fact, storied Lambeau Field. There is not. That is, whatever you want to say about baseball, Yankee Stadium, Wrigley Field, Fenway Park, Lambeau Field is it in football.
No doubt, and a lot of Eagle fans flew out there, and I saw them all on Twitter saying, wow, they spent a couple of extra days there. They went around. They saw the sights, the Green Bay, the Packers Hall of Fame, all the amazing stuff there. It is a shrine. It's Mecca. It really is. But let's get back to the giveaway tonight. Let's not get ahead of ourselves, fellas, or behind ourselves. What are we doing tonight,
Tony?
Joe
We're going
Krause?
to register 2 people tonight here at the Landmark.
Did we replenish our ticket supply?
We have replenished.
Okay, because we ran out of tickets last week.
We'll never run out. We'll never run out of good stuff to give away. Trust me.
No, I mean the tickets, like for the people who are in attendance.
Oh my God! Yeah, I don't know. We've got to check in with the Landmark. We literally ran out of the roll.
Yes, which are the stubs that we give people. The ticket stubs, which don't cost anything. Everybody here gets a ticket stub, and then that's how we determine the 2 winners every Monday night. And so did we run? Because I had some at home. You should have told me. I would have brought some.
Well, hopefully the Landmark has another roll. We'll need it by the time we get off the air here at 8 o'clock. Everybody here or anybody listening on 97.3, get out to the Landmark. Tony, Eagles-Cowboys in
Dallas.
In Dallas on the 20th of this month. We'll register 2 people tonight. We'll register 2 people next week. And then the following Monday again, we'll send them down. The hotel reservations are already booked.
Man,
everything is ready to go. Seats are fantastic in that building. It's going to be a great giveaway and a great 3 weeks. But remember, the one key element, Tony, that you cannot forget.
What's that?
Must
be present to win. Never forget that, Colin. Did you write that down?
I'm writing it down right now.
You must be present to win.
Must be present to win.
Set it and forget it.
And obviously, people don't like the Dallas Cowboys here, Tony, but that stadium is beautiful.
Oh, it's incredible.
You got to give
Absolutely. It is a palace. There's no doubt about it.
It is so
Nothing better than
big.
watching Jerry Jones stumbling down Bourbon Street drunk with the fans on Saturday night, and then watch him sit and sulk in his box at that stadium on Sunday night when his team lost to a team that didn't even score a touchdown. The New Orleans Saints did not have to score a touchdown to beat the vaunted Super Bowl champions, as we called the coach on Thursday night over there in King of Prussia at
Screwballs.
At Screwballs.
Right.
You know the coach I'm talking about.
Yeah, Racich. Yeah, the coach.
The coach, the self-proclaimed football coach.
Well, he's a real coach, though. Not like another coach.
He's the self-proclaimed greatest coach of all time.
Better than Belichick?
The Dallas Cowboys are the greatest self-proclaimed Super Bowl champions 3 games into the season, after which, in games where they beat the New York Giants on his last game for Eli Manning, right? They beat the Washington Redskins, the worst team in the NFC, and only second to the Miami Dolphins, who are the worst team in the NFL.
They might give them a run, too.
Yeah, but Miami keeps games close in the first half. They have every week, and then they just get blown out because they have no talent.
So the Cowboys' first 3 opponents, and again, they play who's on the schedule. They don't pick. This isn't college football.
And Mike Tyson, you fight whoever's up.
Yeah, where you pick a stooge and you bring him in and you lay a 59-0 beat down on him. That doesn't happen in the NFL.
That's the Peter McNeely.
That's the crap that you do in college football, which is why I don't pay attention on Saturdays.
Which, by the way, is why I
for the
picked
most part.
Eagles.
Wait a second.
Yeah.
Wait, hold on a second. At all?
Well, maybe, but if I were gambling on it, I'd pay more attention.
Okay, there we go.
But for the most part, I'm not. Saturday's my day. Saturday's for me, not for the boys.
No.
No, Saturday's for me.
It's for the B, not for the Bruno, not for the Bruno. Now, I got a $50 flyer on the Cowboys making it to the Super Bowl, just winning the NFC Championship. At
man.
plus 400 now.
Wait a minute, I have to give you one of these right away, man.
Wait, so if it's
Well, that's a solid bet.
Yeah, but here's the thing. I don't have them winning the Super Bowl.
You have them getting there?
Just getting there.
Doesn't
it feel like this is one of
you
these
can't do
these
that
years?
though, man.
They're in the mix.
Why?
That's
I'll be
like,
rooting against them the whole time.
That's like my friends who have fantasy picking T.J. Hawkinson against the Eagles in that game.
Hey,
you can't do that.
I hate to break it to you, but I won some money this week taking not only Aaron Rodgers but Devontae Adams as well, and I do not have any regrets.
I hate to do it to you, man. My machine's
got a
not up here
mortgage,
for some
Tony.
reason.
What do you mean?
I know you got a mortgage. There's just some rules. There's just some lines you don't cross. Am I wrong here, John?
Well, this is why I don't play fantasy football, and I don't bet, and I don't gamble.
Well, that's you got one. You're 0 for 2 now, John. You got to at least gamble.
No, fantasy
like
football.
This game tonight. If there was no gambling implications, who would be watching this outside of Pittsburgh or Cincinnati?
I told Harry earlier, I laid out 8 different small bets for this game just so I could sit down and watch
it. If you want to be entertained, that's what I have to do. I want to be objective. That's why I don't get involved in any way, whether it's fantasy, whether it's betting. You can't be objective.
I maintain my objectivity regardless of the situation at hand.
Is that right?
Yes, absolutely.
Mr. Objectivity.
Mr. Objectivity.
In the house.
Add that to Mr. Monday night and Mr. Thursday night. So we were released. By the way, my pick has already been posted. It's now fresh out the kitchen, as Art Kelly once said.
I thought that was Guy Fieri.
No, that was somebody else.
Okay.
It is posted right now on the propsnetwork.com. THE propsnetwork.com. It's free. No 900 numbers, no phone calls. You go on there, you read it, and you enjoy it. Last week I got destroyed here, and I'll make the pick on the air. But if you want to see it right now, you got to go to the propsnetwork.com. I break it all down. Scientifically, all the stats, all the numbers. You'll be amazed.
I can't wait.
You'll be outraged, like many were last week.
Wait a second. Yeah, you left a lot of people hanging on Mr. Monday
Yes,
Night's
I did.
pick.
Hey, I took the beating. I at least, when I suck, I'll go out there and say that I suck.
I saw you before the show walking around shaking hands, publicly apologizing.
Yes,
for
I
your
was.
pick.
Yeah.
I went on an apology tour. Meanwhile, we're coming right back. Lots more still ahead. Mr. Monday Night will make an appearance, sort of like the groundhog in February. John McMullen, Colin Thompson, Eitan Chandler, Tony Bruno. Tickets to the Dallas Cowboy game in Dallas?
Unbelievable.
They're on the line tonight, but you must be present to win. Live here at the Landmark Americana, 97.3 and twitch.tv, BrunoNation Live.
You're listening to the Monday Night Football Countdown to Kickoff show with Tony Bruno and Eitan Chandler.
Trick-or-treaters beware of marijuana candy edibles.
Don't blame me.
Why would they be aware of that? They're not playing.
I got to be honest. I don't think I've ever. I don't think an edible has ever worked on me, except maybe put me to sleep.
Tony, play one more just so that I can make sure it's going out over Twitch too.
Okay.
Swiner.
Turn yours up a little bit, yeah.
There's Swimer.
Did you see the new thing that I got him? It's specifically made for tablets.
Yesterday.
It's called an iStudio.
Brad Osmus.
Instead of taking the sound, it's a whole little mini mixer made, but it's made for the first generation tablets, first, second, and third. So it has the 30 pin, but it takes the audio from the pin rather than
you're really
from the
loud
audio.
in the headsets.
That means your headset's
No,
too
I
high.
had to have it turned up, but you're really booming in them.
Well, you're booming. Damn it, Tony. Yeah, your headset's actually set real high, Tony. Which one are you?
I wanted my headsets louder because I couldn't hear anything before.
Okay. All right, whatever. That one's overmodulating, isn't it?
Which one?
Whatever you're playing right now?
I don't know. I don't hear it, Robin.
You can't hear that?
Not in my headsets, no.
Okay, why can't he hear it in his headset?
I hear like 50 things going on. Information.
Oh. AJ in San Antonio. Heard it the first time, now nothing.
I just shut it off.
Oh. Well, there you have it, folks. He shut it off.
The Cowboys finally got away from their Sun Belt Conference schedule.
Tell Dominica I said hi. I don't see her tonight, actually.
Yeah, she's here.
Oh, did you see
now,
her?
who's the one with the British accent?
This one.
She knew or she's been here?
No idea.
There's a girl here.
Colin told me.
Everybody at the bar is really adorable. Who's the Dominica chick? Luigi Curto. The Dominica chick is beautiful. She's one of the waitresses here who has beautiful strawberry blonde hair. She's adorable.
She's all right.
She's all right.
She's all right.
When we go off the air at 8. Yep.
Play action reel. Well, let's check them out then. Well, I'd have to.
Robin.
Oh, we're up? I don't think we're coming out over the speakers during the break.
Robin.
Confirmed accent.
What's happening here? We back?
In training camp.
Yeah, we've been
knows
back.
our system. That's one of the reasons we brought him back. It's one of the reasons we had him in training camp. So we'd expect him to be, up to speed if he's called upon. There's not going to be any startup time for him.
You are live.
Yes, indeed. Looking live here on a beautiful Monday night. It's fall, but it's supposed to be like 93 degrees on Wednesday.
Yeah,
Did you know that?
That's absurd.
93.
I love it.
So you like going 93 to 70 to 49?
No,
I don't.
But here's what I like. Keep pushing the cold back. It should be cold.
I agree with that.
That's what I'm saying.
What's going to happen is it's going to be in the 40s at night, and then it's going to be 93 on Wednesday, and then it's going to go back, and then people are going to be sick by the weekend. And then they're going to be out there.
The United Nations drop?
About, which one? Oh, about yeah, I have her.
Wait, what's going on here?
That's the Twitch stream.
No,
People
we
are
can't
checking in.
We can't see anybody.
That means that the internet's not 100%. You know when you get that circle thing
I didn't mean to
spinning
dime
around and
anybody
around
out,
and
I'm
around
sorry.
and around, round,
We do have the chat is active.
The chat is active.
Yes.
People are chatting. They want to know what's going on here, and you can listen. And so, meanwhile, let's get back to the action here, so to speak.
Tonight?
No, not yet. Mr. Monday Night's going to release the pick.
Oh, I thought you meant that action.
No, not that. No, not.
You about that action, boss.
Exactly. Anyway, let's bring it back to football, shall we?
Let's take it back to the Eagles.
All right, now, quarterbacks. You know, the one thing, the Cowboys lose, and then, of course, immediately the fans around the country rip Dak Prescott. The best line was actually from Rob Parker. Rob Parker, who's a writer, who's on Fox Sports 1. Did you see what he tweeted out earlier today?
The odd couple. He's always on Cowherd.
He tweeted out that after last night's performance, Jerry Jones just peed on the $35 million a year contract proposal he had for Dak Prescott. Jokingly, obviously, he didn't really pee on it.
Maybe.
Everybody else did.
He was kind of tipsy on Bourbon Street.
And what's interesting
is,
you know how it works. Every week, basically, Dak Prescott is auditioning to see how much money he's going to get. Now, obviously, he's going to get a big deal, right?
Sure.
But the question is, it wasn't all on him last night.
No.
The fact that and by the way, they have a running back who's supposed to get over 100 yards a game.
And,
the Eagles
we're told he's the best in the league.
Exactly.
Every
week.
And their offense is based on Ezekiel Elliott first and foremost.
Exactly.
So if you stop Ezekiel Elliott, and they did, under 2 yards of rush, you can imagine what is, say, 2nd and 9 versus 2nd and 3. Well, it's a lot more difficult to play offense. Dak Prescott, people don't want to hear it here. He's a good quarterback.
Yes, he
He's
is.
Not great, but he's a good quarterback. But Ezekiel Elliott makes that offense go. And when he's struggling, that offense is going to struggle.
And what did we say? What have we been saying for the last 4 weeks now that the Eagles needed to do, despite all the injuries and everything else? Carson Wentz sucks. He's hurt. He's not playing well. He's not connecting. Run the football. And what happened last Thursday night?
Jordan
Howard and Miles Sanders kept moving the chains, kept opening up the offense, allowing Carson Wentz to do what he does best.
They did what we thought and we assumed
exactly
they were going to do, which was run the ball, take their investments, which is on the offensive side of the ball. The draft capital, the money spent is all the offensive line, and obviously with guys coming in like Jackson, there's investment there. So they featured their tight ends early and often, screen to Goddard, 2 big out routes to Ertz, really their corners, but he bends it flat on an out route man-to-man. Ertz hits him. Wentz hits him twice on 3rd down to convert. And again, the screen game was there, a little Jordan Howard screen, and then they went back to running the football. Both tight ends blocked well. They went in with an extra offensive lineman twice, and I just like the way they did. It was finally.
Well, it was big to have a healthy Dallas Goedert back because you have that inline tight end,
True.
and he dominated at the point of attack. He does that well. That's not necessarily Zach's strength as a tight end, as you know, Colin. So that helped. The offensive line, hey, Brandon Brooks is amazing.
Oh,
what a story.
He really is.
Off of that injury?
Unbelievable. 340, 350-pound guy, tears his Achilles in January. He's back for week 1. And he's been the best.
And he's dominating. It's not, and they're not
No,
even.
no,
it's
that's
not
not
like
even
they're.
close.
It's not like they're just giving him a couple of snaps here and there. He's in there on every play.
They have all. They're a great group, and that's why I was so shocked before why they weren't featured, because how good they are. Again, that's where your investment is. That's where your money is.
They really are good.
The experience is there. Hundreds and hundreds of football games between them. I thought Carson did a great job. Something that people won't see, probably unless you played the game, is he checks those runs on the line of scrimmage. Could be with the code, could be with whatever. We may not hear it, but the run's going one way, and depending on how they align, the run will go the other. So he set Jordan Howard up. He set the O-line up because it gives them better angles on certain things. It's not the old ways where, hey, we're just going to line up.
And run the play no matter what, right. Well, that's the continued trust, right?
Yeah.
With
well, he probably was doing it day one.
Yeah, but I'm saying, like, as far as, like, to be able to.
Yes. You could check.
I didn't mean, like, from day one. I meant, like, from this year.
No question.
Which is where I guess my question or point of that is, why wasn't that happening earlier in the season? Meaning Carson clearly could have done that earlier, right? Where, like, called out of a run or checked out of a pass.
And he's done it.
Right,
part of it is.
It still wasn't happening.
It's a commitment to run the football. organizationally
And it was
wise.
successful early, so they didn't stop. You know, Miles Sanders, I think that kickoff return was huge for him.
Oh, absolutely.
Because I think he has lacked confidence. He's not been running with conviction. All of a sudden, you get a big play, you start feeling it. Jordan Howard's running the ball well, so you have the complement going. And the Green Bay Packers that's their weakness as a defense. They don't stop the run. Dalvin Cook ran all over. So they're kind of weak at that, too. I think it all conflates together, comes together, and you have what you have. I don't think it necessarily means this is the formula moving forward.
There's no way he sticks with it.
No. I mean, Doug is who he is.
I hope he does, though, because this was an organizational buy-in to run the football. It really was, and stop the run. I mean, let's see here. Sanders, 11 for 27. Howard, 15 for 87. 2 touchdowns rushing, 1 receiving. And then they stopped the run.
Got 3 touchdowns. First Eagles running back to have 3 touchdowns since Shady McCoy. So
there was an organizational buy-in. I'm sorry, John, but that's what I was about. I hope
this team is big about game planning. They really do focus on each week, and that game plan changes from week to week.
Yeah.
They bought in. I agree with you, Colin, but they bought in because of the opponent. They thought this team struggles defending the run, and we can take advantage of it. They're going to go in other weeks and say, Carson and our receivers, especially when Deshaun gets back, if that's this week, and they're going to say our best way to go about this is different. And by the way, if you're being realistic and you're saying who are the best players on this offense, you get the Carson Wentz, Zach Ertz, Alshon Jeffrey, Deshaun Jackson, maybe even Dallas Goedert before you get to Jordan Howard or Miles Sanders.
Yeah, but you need those guys to move the ball and keep the clock
running.
No,
I agree.
Especially when you got the lead.
It's got to be a part of it.
You got to run the clock out and win the game at the end in a close game. But you're absolutely right. When Deshaun Jackson comes back, that's the one element that we have not seen in the first 4 games. The ability to bust one deep and throw the ball and knowing that Deshaun Jackson's going to be at the other end.
Yeah, and here's the thing, like how much of that is luxury versus dire need or void to be filled, meaning their offense was still able to move the football last year, not to the extent we saw 2 years ago, but even 2 years ago, it was Torrey Smith in that role predominantly. So I get what you're saying, where it's almost like to have Deshaun Jackson is a luxury, but it's a luxury upon luxury, whereas I don't know why they're still struggling without having any ability to stretch the field at all. Do they have nobody else besides Mac Hollins that can truly do this?
There's not many people in the league that can trust.
Not like Deshaun, though. But I'm saying, like Torrey Smith was
we saw that.
I see what you're saying.
We just saw them take chances. They don't take it, to Tony's point, they haven't taken any chances without Deshaun.
Well, I mean, Nelson can run, but he has trouble tracking the football.
You got to be a burner. I mean, but to me, though, like, they're all in the same class, really. It's like Alshon, then the next group of speed, and then Deshaun. Like, there's nothing like – there's no –
I think Nelson's faster than –
yeah, but Deshaun's going to catch it. Deshaun, Deshaun when you throw the ball deep downfield.
Yeah, Deshaun.
He can track it, right.
Yeah, because he and Carson have been in sync since training camp. Those guys have been on the same page since day one, since he came back to Philadelphia.
Do we have an update on his injury and what's going on?
Deshaun?
Yeah.
Well, week 5 is what they looked at as a potential to come back originally. Now, it's an abdomen issue. It's a slight tear in his abdomen. One doctor recommended surgery, so that tells me it's a sports hernia. People have played through those before, and they've been able to get through it. But I mentioned on the Sports Bash a little earlier as well, that's an injury you have to watch for the next number of weeks. Not only when Deshaun comes back, he wants to play through it, but is he going to aggravate it? So I think it's something, even when he comes back, you have to pay really close attention to those first couple games.
Winning this game on a Thursday night, it just we will be able to look back and measure this victory when they're in the playoffs or whatever. You're gonna be like, wow, that was so big, because this may give, if they're 1-3, there's a real crazy sense of urgency. Like, hey, we really got.
The season's over. Look at Atlanta.
Yeah. Well,
they're 1-3. They're cooked.
I don't think it is.
I don't think it's over.
Only because you see the upcoming schedule. The Jets are on it. Look,
Minnesota's on the road. That's a tough.
That
out
is
in
a
Minnesota.
tough game, but you saw Minnesota.
Yeah.
That is a beatable team. It's a difficult place to play,
And
no
they've
question.
struggled. They've struggled in Minnesota.
And what I mean about how big this win is, it gave the Eagles a chance to find themselves to an extent that, okay, we've run like 4 different offenses here in the first couple games, and now we're going to give Deshaun more time to heal up, and this Jets win isn't, this Jets game, you think the Eagles are going to win. There's no urgency to have him come back, you would say. You'd rather have him back for at Minnesota or at Dallas. So maybe hopefully he sits, he doesn't force to come back, and he's got more time to heal.
I'm not one who's like overhyped stuff, but I'm looking at the schedule now coming off this win.
Well, you have 3 straight road games after the Jets.
Yeah,
so.
but you know what? I'm looking at Minnesota. It's a possible win.
Oh, yeah.
I'm looking at Dallas.
That's
a tough game. I'll give Dallas a win. At Buffalo, you saw what happened yesterday. Tom Brady played like garbage, and they still beat him because Josh Allen is out of control, and he can't control himself. I love the kid, but he's got to be under control.
Then you got Bears, Patriots, Seahawks.
I see a lot of wins coming up here.
For the Eagles?
I see a lot of wins.
That is a difficult stretch.
You got to
and
go
they're all at
2-1.
home.
I'm telling you, man.
They got New England and Seattle here back-to-back. That's huge.
You got to go 2-1 on those 3 road games.
We'll break it down. We got plenty of time, fellas. Because we're here at Landmark Americana on a Monday night. Mr. Monday Night will release the lock, guaranteed, or double your money back. If I don't win tonight, I will give you the Pro Bowl, and I will give you the first round of the NFC. I feel like Joe Krause, and I'll give you the first round of the NFC playoffs.
You're like Oprah. You can
Absolutely free. Absolutely free.
I need the information.
1-800-BRUNO.
Stick around. We're coming right back. Live at Landmark Americana.
Hour number 1 of Thursday Night Football Countdown to
hat,
Kickoff
Joe.
Show is
That's
being
Eagles
fueled
colors.
by Duncan. After the
Oh,
Eagles
he did
win,
not.
you win with
Was
Duncan.
did you wearing that same hat earlier, or did you do a hat switch?
I think you did a hat switch.
Mays and Eitan Shander on 97.3 ESPN and the 97.3 ESPN
what is the
mobile
time?
app.
Coming up, it's
every
a
30
Tuesday
minutes,
edition
new
of
hat,
the
or-
Mays and
Is it
Eitan
with-
Show. Harry, our old friend Matt
SF
Lombardo will
Falcon,
join
everybody,
us.
Steve in
Yeah, and I got a
Detroit.
bone to pick
Eitan
with
is guarding his
Wombo
beer
at
like
1
Ben
o'clock. We'll
Simmons.
talk some Giants, NFC East, and of course start to get ready for Eagles Jets.
Don't leave any meat on that bone. Noon to 2 on Tuesday. 97.3 ESPN and the 97.3
Well,
ESPN.
hello there.
Covering Philadelphia
Hold on,
and
let
the
me turn down
suburbs
the.
with a tremendous history of great success in the real estate
I
market.
need to know,
Meet
what are you
Kristen
drinking there,
Thompson,
man?
a proud
Fat Tire,
graduate
it's
of
good.
Villanova.
Fat Tire?
Yeah.
You know, I'm going on these I didn't even realize
All right.
Corona Premier was a light beer. Did you?
No.
Did you know
Yeah.
it's Corona's light?
It's like a quasi real beer. They're trying to meet people halfway.
What's up?
It's like a darker light or like a bolder light.
I like it.
Premium?
Yeah.
No, Corona Premier.
Premier, yeah.
Because there is a Corona light.
There is a Corona. Yeah.
But I
like.
like the Corona Premier
Yeah,
myself.
it's good. It tastes like Miller Lite a little bit.
Lions good in Pittsburgh. It is Larry Roth from the Sports Plus Network. Larry, how you doing today?
That's us. Thank you. One goes to Eitan, I believe.
I was just getting it for the table. It's fine.
Thank you, Miss Robin.
It's kind of just for everybody. We just
Not me.
ordered
I
it.
already ate. You guys share it.
John, you hungry?
You guys know I have a no eating on the set policy.
This is more for a visual. Just let people know what you can get at the Landmark.
Is that a real policy?
No.
Oh. I'll say.
Thank you.
Thank you.
I see him, yeah.
Oh, we got the information.
You get this so I can get Billy Schweim.
We got the Schleimer. We got Josh talking to people in Pittsburgh.
Billy Schwein's in the house.
He's got magnet stuff. Look at this. He's got magnetic promotional
Wow.
stuff.
I got to get one of these from Billy
Schleimer.
Schwein. Schleimer.
Here's another one.
Put that in the back of your car.
I like it. It's nice and thick.
I like
too.
it.
That's what she said.
Ho. Ho, ho, Herbie.
Wings were perfected, and
Waters.
Football Sunday is set to begin this Sunday and every Eagles game day. Get to Tollman Joe's.
I'm good.
Tony Bruno, I'll see you on game day at Tollman Joe's.
Live from
All right.
Americana in the heart of
Coming
South
back.
Jersey, it's Tony Bruno and Eitan Shander.
Need
Go
something.
to the Landmark, and you could win a pair of tickets to an Eagles game of your choice.
Wentz gives to Howard. Howard spins. He's in. Touchdown. Eagles regain the lead.
Too strong.
He was hit at the 1, and they couldn't
we coming
contain
back
him.
here?
He just
Yeah.
muscled his way past Tyler Lancaster into the end zone.
Too strong. Get your weight up.
You
Get
are
your weight
live.
up. Get your weight up. We need that as a drop.
Yeah. Yeah. We are back, ladies and gentlemen. Live here and now. Let's get crazy in here now.
Yeah, man.
Got a good house. You see who's in the house tonight, too, boys. A man who has his own refrigerator magnets.
I can't wait to put this thing up.
The Locker Room with Billy Schweim, ladies and gentlemen. 97.3 ESPN Saturdays from 10 to noon.
Sundays as well now, right? Sundays 10 to noon as well.
This man's handing out refrigerator magnets like he's running for president. And you don't even have to give him $1 so he can stay in the race.
You get a magnet. You get a magnet.
You get a magnet. Everybody gets a refrigerator. My refrigerator's stainless steel. It won't stick on it, though. You know you have to put it on the side. If you have a stainless
I
on the
have
front,
one of those in the front.
but if you can put it on the side because the side of a refrigerator is not stainless.
Yeah,
no.
but don't they make specific magnets or pins you can put over real magnets to cover that on the stainless
I don't know.
steel
You got to
front?
ask Billy. Billy's the guy. I don't know if he has multi-purpose
It's
magnets.
called space-age polymer that they spray on that.
This is a first world issue.
We're breaking it down.
Hey, we live in the first world, all right? If
Damn
we lived
right.
in the third world, we wouldn't be talking about this stuff.
I live in the material world.
It's all relative.
Exactly. Meanwhile, let's get back to the business, boys. Of course, we had a couple baseball. Brad Ausmus was fired after 1 year in Anaheim. And people are saying Brad Ausmus was the manager of the Anaheim Angels?
Ausmus?
Ausmus. Ask Ausmus.
No,
Brad Ausmus.
Asmus.
You're right. That's my.
No, it's awesome.
Guess who they're thinking about bringing in to replace Brad Ausmus in Anaheim?
Gabe Kapler.
Bobby Valentine.
A TV personality.
No.
Eric Karros.
No.
Rodriguez.
Tony Bruno.
No. A guy who just got fired.
Nunzio.
Not Nunzio, no. A guy who just
Joe
got
Madden.
fired. Joe Madden is now supposedly
I
the
thought
front
Joe Madden
runner.
was supposed to be
Joe
here.
Madden's coming everywhere. He's gonna do a split season like back in the '81. He's gonna manage the Angels the first half of the season, and then people will realize that nobody really cares about the Angels in Anaheim or Los Angeles or Orange County or Disneyland adjacent. They don't care.
It's a shame because you cannot see Trout on a normal basis.
Exactly.
Well,
it's an outrage.
Can we do that with Mike Trout? Have half the season.
Yeah, they'll have Mike come here.
And then have them both come here.
I give Mike Trout credit though. I mean, he's loyal to the team, even though he's a Philly area guy. Everybody thinks he has they signed him, they drafted him, and he's loyal to them.
I give him all the credit in the world.
Well, they got a lot of money. That spells
330 will
loyalty.
make you real loyal.
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Think about it. That speaks how loyal he is. That he would take all that money to miss the playoffs every year.
I don't know. Yeah, I don't know if $330 million is the best example of loyalty.
No.
I mean,
but my point is,
there are few people I'd be.
Look how many
to.
players are demanding trades now in all sports.
That's
in
true.
the NFL, every week somebody wants to leave.
But I don't
if
know.
Mike Trout says, you know what, I'm sick and tired of losing. I know I'm making a lot of money here. I guarantee you there are other teams who would pay me that same amount of money to get me somewhere to go possibly win a championship. That's my point, John. It's not about, of course, he took the money because they gave him $330. Bryce Harper took the money to come to Philly.
Jalen Ramsey's a perfect example. He makes a lot of money. He doesn't make $330 million. That's a different level. I've yet to see
and
the $330 million guys say, I want to get traded, but there's about, 3 of them?
Yeah, but it's relative. Those guys, the guys who make the big money in the NFL, the quarterback position, obviously, first and foremost.
Kirk Cousins doesn't want to get traded.
But most of them don't. Most of them aren't demanding trades.
And they're the ones
it's the guys who are the receivers who make a lot of money. You got the receivers who want to move around. Antonio Brown, he wasn't making chicken feed. So to me, obviously, you can't compare baseball salaries to football, unfortunately.
Capped, right.
And Antonio Brown, to me, he is so far out of the realm. Like, that's not even a normal thing.
He's got some other issues
on the
top
dot,
of
on the chart.
Yeah.
People's like, well, how does this correlate with the NFL? I'm like, no, this is a separate incident. Put it in the shoebox. And it's not the norm.
A normal thinking person wouldn't push himself out of that organization.
No.
In that situation.
And have people film it while you're leaving.
By the way, Jalen Ramsey, I was saying this earlier on my other show, that the Jacksonville Jaguars have no obligation to trade him.
No.
They're paying him.
No.
He's coming up with all these injuries. I'm too sick to practice. Oh, my girlfriend had a baby on Wednesday. Oh, now I got a bad back. I would keep him there. Would you trade him right now? Why should you trade him? Because he wants to be traded.
Tom Coughlin's very smart man. He's not moving him unless he gets ridiculous
Well,
compensation.
That's the idea, though, John, right? It's just to milk this thing out and get a high pick.
They supposedly got an offer of 2 first-round picks.
That has to be Kansas City.
Yes, but they think it was too late in the first round, and in theory that would be Kansas City or Philadelphia. People think they're going to be late. But
what's the rumor about Ertz?
No,
that's out.
That was fake news.
Somebody created that.
Somebody made that
fake
up.
clicks.
I mean, it's interesting. I mean, if you think about it.
They had a better chance of trading Julie Ertz at this point.
Now the Eagles love Zach Ertz, number 1.
Absolutely.
12 personnel. They just managed. We talked about it. They just managed to get back to it after Dallas's injury. That's a big part of who they are. They don't want Zach Ertz. And oh, by the way, Jacksonville doesn't want Zach Ertz for a different reason. They're not ready to win in theory. He's 29 years old. There's a lot of mileage there. They would prefer draft choices for a player like Jalen Ramsey. So it didn't fit either.
No question. They may not be able to afford him either.
This is going to be, you would think, right now, just think of this. Knee-jerk reaction, yes, no. Does Ramsey get traded? I say yes.
I say not before the second half of the season.
I'm saying not right now, Tony. I'm just saying before the deadline. I say he does.
I think Jalen Ramsey
30 seconds
would make the Eagles a favorite for the Super Bowl, but then again, they got Duke Riley, so they really need
when you got Duke Riley.
20 seconds.
I say he's not traded.
Mr. Monday Night will release the pick in the next hour. I know you've been waiting. I'm still marinating. We're going to do that in the next hour. We're going to tell you how you can win tickets to go see the Eagles in Dallas. That's all coming up in the next hour here, live at Landmark
5,
Americana
4,
in Glassboro,
3,
New Jersey.
2,
Stick around. We are coming
1.
back.
The Monday Night Football Countdown to Kickoff Show with Tony Bruno, Eitan Shander, John McMullen, Colin Thompson, and Joe Kraus, a Jacob Media Sports presentation.
Health Update with Robin Stoloff, brought to you by Recovery Centers of America.
No, that's a hard out.
When
I was Sporting News, I had 3 hard outs an hour. You know how hard that is to hit, especially you got a guest on, and the guest doesn't know that the music is out, and you got to be out by a certain time exactly. Doing 3 hard outs. I used to have 1 at ESPN, which is always the top of the hour. But when you got 3 hard breaks an hour, that's really the hardest thing to do. Right. You have 2?
And I never schedule a guest during that segment.
Tony, is it still too loud? Tony, is the house still too loud?
It's pretty loud up here. I can hear it coming through my headsets, but we're not on the air, so it doesn't matter.
Well, it's bleeding. It is definitely bleeding through to Twitch. So if you can turn it down just a little bit more. Thank you. Whoops. That was a lot.
Normally, I don't even play Monday Night Football.
I was just going to say to turn the house down just a little bit. It was bleeding through to Twitch.
I'll tell you, the Eagles can beat the Patriots here. They can beat them here.
Patriots defense.
Dean is saying, wow, life bucket list, Cowboys-Eagles game.
I think Buffalo, though, is better. They're a solid football team. Buffalo is going to be a tough road game.
No, I agree.
In Buffalo, it's going to be
later in the season.
Mid-October, late October by then.
Well, I think defensively they're very good, but
yeah,
I think Schwartz will eat Josh Allen alive.
I agree.
I'll tell you what, Frank Gore actually looks pretty good. They look good running the ball.
Well, Frank.
Yeah.
You know, Dean, I actually think that there is a bucket list for several people that would like to be watching with Tony a Cowboys-Eagles game, whether they're Cowboys
I love Christian McCaffrey
or Eagles fans.
What a stud, right?
Or anybody else.
He's going to get hurt, but I love him.
Bullshit, Dean, you're wrong. Eagles will beat the Patriots here. You can mark it down right now.
Book it.
Book it right now.
I love that segment they do on ESPN. Book it.
How about that great play? That wasn't even planned, was it? Shady following Kelsey downfield.
No, he just fell down.
The hook and lateral. Is it the hook and ladder or hook and lateral?
Hook and lateral.
I know. People always say the hook and ladder.
Yes.
Chutes and ladders.
Flyers, hockey.
It's the Monday Night Football Countdown to Kickoff Show with Tony Bruno.
I'm excited for it. I'm ready for it.
On 97.3 ESPN and the mobile app.
And Mr. Monday Night is here.
Live from the
Yes, he is, folks.
Americana in Glassboro.
Nothing out.
Featuring Eagles and NFL insider John McMullen and Colin Thompson. Presented by Corona. Powered by Davios. And fueled by the IBEW Local 98. Now, it's the Monday Night Countdown to Kickoff.
Let's play some damn football.
With Mr. Monday Night, Tony Bruno, and Eitan Shander.
Wentz goes to Howard. He's in for the touchdown and made it look easy. He went in standing up.
That's where you want to go with the football. You get down close. There's no sense being fancy. Hit him in the mouth. Go into the end zone for the touchdown.
You are live.
You are looking live here as we are in the second and final hour of our weekly get-together here live at Landmark Americana in beautiful Glassboro, New Jersey, a bustling campus here. The Rowan campus right here in Glass. This whole area is exploding, man.
Unbelievable, man. How much of the last, 4 or 5 years?
Yeah.
It's like its own city.
It really is. It's like the Drexel and Penn campuses. Every time you come to it, there's new buildings. It's a great, great campus here.
And this bar is like the epicenter of it all.
Yes, it is. It's the only bar that has a liquor store conveniently attached. You don't even have to go outside. You just walk through the lobby and boom, you're right in Landmark Liquors. Liquor. I didn't even kiss her. Come on, man. Tony Bruno, Eitan Shander, Colin Thompson. I'm sorry, it's Monday night. Hey, John McMullen here. And ladies and gentlemen, this is the hour you've been waiting for.
The witching hour?
Not the witching hour. That's at 3 o'clock when you're watching NFL
Red
Zone with Scott Hansen.
With the Octo Box.
The Octo
Not
Box.
the Octo Mom.
No. She's still out there, the Octo Mom?
Hey, there's porn for everybody.
Speaking of a man who has his tentacles everywhere, Joe Krause. Joe, this hour, once again, I want people who are just joining us, either here live at Landmark Americana, where you must be present to win, or listening and want to come over here, because this is the hour that could be big for you in late October.
End of the show, Tony, we will pick and select and qualify.
Can't hear Joe Krause's mic.
Yeah, Joe's mic. Bring it up again. Okay.
Hold on a minute, Nick. Are we good now?
We think.
Josh, are we good?
Still low.
He's still a little low.
All right, live radio, but that's all right. End of the hour, Tony, will qualify 2 winners who will qualify to win a pair of tickets and a trip to Dallas.
Dallas, Texas?
Dallas, Texas, for the game on the 20th. Tone, remember our winner from the Great American Pub, Amanda?
Yes. She's going on that trip, right?
Amanda is sending her parents down to Dallas for that trip, so they will be in the house. And one lucky winner will give away that final Monday night, which will be the Monday before the Sunday night game against Dallas. The hotel reservations are already made. Jerseys, dinner, the whole 9 yards. The trip gets more memorable with each passing day until we get to the 20th of October. Should be great stuff.
Oh, absolutely.
Unbelievable.
I mean, we're not giving away like exhibition tickets to go see the Jets for the 72nd time.
The only thing that's missing is a tour through Dealey Plaza, right?
Exactly.
Tone, by the way, the secondary market for the upcoming game on Sunday, the Eagles-Jets.
Yep.
Off the charts expensive for the Eagles-Jets game on Sunday. 2 weeks ago against the Lions.
Yep.
Tickets were at the bottom. I've never seen them that low. They
and
were
it's the front runners in this town. People bailed after the loss to, after the previous
Falcons
loss in Atlanta
right,
But think
on
about
a Sunday
this, too.
night.
That could be New Yorkers trying to get in too, though.
It's also like the Jets. It's a step up from a preseason game. Preseason, you're always told, hey, this might be your only chance to go down and see the team for people that can't afford to go down the regular season. This, we know they're going to walk all over the Jets. Season ticket holders, people that are down there every week may say this is an opportunity, I can afford to miss one. There are probably a lot of people that don't normally go down to games that can get a ticket based on that. This is not the Cowboys or any other
So wait a minute,
draw.
you're saying that the Jets fans may do a takeover
I'm
of
saying,
Lincoln Financial Field?
I'm saying Eagles fans are selling to their own listen, if you're an Eagles fan, a season ticket holder, and you're selling your ticket to a Jets fan, you should be thrown off a roof.
Exactly right. Which roof in particular? How many stories do you think? We don't want to get too violent here. This isn't a violent show.
You could
well,
survive
the Jets, typically Jets fans can't take over MetLife. So
no, you're right about that, yes.
Fireman Ed, is he coming down?
No, I think he's giving it.
Did they retire him?
He folded it in. He left.
Yeah, but then they brought him back.
Right.
They sucked him back in. Now he's gone again.
Just when you thought he was out.
Just like the Giants fans in week 1, they pretty much bailed. And then that's why they made a change at quarterback, and all of a sudden they're 2-2.
They're exciting.
Even though Daniel Jones was not spectacular yesterday, he didn't have to be. That's how bad Washington really, really is, guys.
Worst team in the NFL.
I mean, it's not even
and how
close.
about Wayne Gallman, by
Great
the way?
Yes.
Pretty good running back, went to Clemson. And this is another example number 9,255 of why you shouldn't draft a running back in the top 5. Nothing against Saquon Barkley, but you can get a Wayne Gallman and win if you have competent quarterback play, which they didn't get with Eli Manning.
And Gallman still has to perform, which he did. He's done a nice job. Yeah. And I agree with you, John. Every time I hear you got to take that running back number 1, I mean, look last night. You know, listen, Ezekiel Elliott's a great running back. He's not going to get 36 yards every week.
No.
But if he doesn't run the football and the other team keys on him, then your quarterback has to make the other plays, and guys can't drop balls or fumble balls like the Cowboys did last night.
Saw the same thing with Minnesota, Chicago. Dalvin Cook has been the best running back in football the first 3 weeks. Bears stopped him. Quarterback couldn't make plays. At some point, your quarterback has to make plays in the modern NFL.
And your investment in the offensive line needs to pan out.
Yes.
Because you could see when the Hogs are there up front, things go well. Gallman, he was drafted the same year I signed undrafted with the Giants. Great guy. Can do a little bit of both. He's like Kamara-type player. He's not as thick as Saquon, but he's got Kamara's type build. He can catch the ball. He had 2 touchdowns yesterday, 18 rushes for 63 yards.
He's solid.
And he caught 6 balls for 55 yards.
Yeah, he's a solid player.
That's great production out of your second, third running back. So I think it's just great that Daniel Jones then gives you something more to watch on Sunday.
Gives you energy, gives you juice.
Yeah.
That's why I called it a rotting corpse on the Sports Bash, playing quarterback for 3 years.
It's fun to watch as a
now
viewer.
You have some juice.
Yes.
Great.
And now you look in the NFC East, and this is a division. I mean, if they threw Haskins to the Wolves yesterday. I didn't quite understand that. As bad as Case Keenum was, Haskins wasn't ready to play that game.
No,
he was horrible.
How long do you think before he pushes for a trade out of there?
Haskins?
Worked for Minka Fitzpatrick.
9 for 17 and 3 INTs.
Yeah, he struggled. I mean, did you expect Dwayne Haskins to go in just because he played at Ohio State? It was great.
I mean, you're not even game planning for him that week. Now, when they make the move and they practice him all week, then you expect to see something. You expect to see the same juice that the Giants got from Daniel Jones. Look, the Giants are not going to be great. He's going to struggle at times. All rookies do.
Right.
They don't have enough talent
But
yet.
they're going to be respectable.
But at least they're alive. At least they have some energy.
Do you think, though, that their defense is that good to hold up? Because
the Giants,
they're still going to be a 4-5 win team.
Yeah,
right?
I agree with that.
And they lost their middle linebacker, their rookie, Conley, yesterday.
It sounded like you were building them up, not like a shot, John. I'm just saying, it sounded like you were saying they could be 8 or 9 wins.
Maybe they can get to 6 or 7 if things go right. But I think as a team, they're going to play better because they think they have a chance. And there's that mentality. This is a very difficult sport to play, which Colin will attest to. You go through a grind to get on that field. It's like all the Miami Dolphins. You feel like you work your you-know-what off, and they're not even trying. And that's what sort of the Giants felt. We have no chance with Eli Manning. Now they feel like they have a chance.
And my point is, you got Carson here in Philly set. Now you got Jones, you got New York. Daniel Jones is set for who knows how many years. Haskins is the heir apparent. There's no doubt in Washington. And then
Dak.
And then Dak, of course, in Dallas. So you've got a division with 4 pretty young quarterbacks.
The NFC in general.
This entire division.
If you're Jay Gruden and you know your job's on the line and Colt McCoy is healthy, do you go for the quick play, which is Colt McCoy is probably the best of the 3 to win a football game now?
I think Case Keenum is, but they can't win. Yeah,
I don't know, man.
Winning doesn't
I honestly
matter.
don't know. But winning, my point of it, Colin, is if you win this weekend, that might be enough for the optics of that belligerent owner to say, okay, Jay, we'll give you another couple of weeks, as opposed to buying time with Haskins.
To me, it's not about the winning, though. Can you show that you can make Haskins perform at a high level? Like, the Giants could lose out the rest of the year, but Shermer won't lose his job as long as Daniel Jones continues to get better every week.
Yep.
If Gruden shows I could take this quarterback, and if I make him a starter, like John said, if he gets starter reps in practice, which are huge. We saw it with the Eagles early on with their injuries. If your receivers don't get starting reps, you're not going to perform at a high level. If he gets starting reps and I could grow Haskins and they lose every single game, he's still in there because you invested major draft capital in Haskins. You still got Gruden on contract, and you've shown, which is hard to do, that you could take a rookie quarterback and do well in the NFL.
No, I agree.
Might as well fire him now then.
Well, and by the way, Jay Gruden's gone anyway. So, I mean, he's been there too long. So the difference between Pat Shermer and Jay Gruden is Pat, it hasn't been there that long. So he's got that young quarterback, and you say, well, let's see what he can do with the young quarterback. Jay Gruden's he's at the end of his cycle. And oh, by the way, the second part of that is I'm not sure he wants to stay there. I think people in this league know Jay Gruden's a pretty good coach. He'll get another opportunity somewhere, and that's terrible ownership, terrible president, GM, and Bruce Allen. He probably wants out of there anyway.
This is like Mickey Callaway trying to get fired 2 months ago.
The interesting thing, though, you're right about that, and I mean, it's a mess. The fans know it. Things are so bad in Washington. Mike Scott of the 76ers says the next time he goes to an Eagles game, he's going to wear a bag over his head.
Is that right?
That's how bad. He doesn't even want to wear a Would you wear a Redskin jersey to any tailgate? You wouldn't even wear it to a Washington Redskin game tailgate. That's how bad they are.
Now, is that bag to prevent who he sees from throwing a fist at? Or?
No, that's for people to prevent seeing him wearing a Washington Redskin jersey.
Mike
they will
Scott,
have bags on their heads this year.
Today was Sixers Media Day, so Mike got to talk about the big brawl.
That's why I mentioned it. Yeah.
Oh, is that right?
Yeah, he said that, he basically said the fans are idiots. We're not all fans. I know not everybody's like that. I'm out there having fun. People know I take pictures, sign autographs.
Right.
But he pretty much wasn't remorseful for that. And I said, if I was there, I would have said, well, wait a minute. Will you wear a Washington Redskin jersey to Washington now? I want to see how much of a fan you are.
Yeah.
Because they suck. You can be a Redskin fan and do whatever you want. Who's going to wear a jersey now walking around proudly representing the Washington Redskins?
I don't think
nobody.
Obviously,
not
D.C. is a big town for politics, and nobody uses FedEx anymore. Everybody uses UPS. It's the greatest thing that ever happened.
Well, it's a transient town anyway. Nobody's from that area, right?
No, if you're there at nighttime, there's not a person in the actual city either.
Yeah.
Not Bob Haskins, of course.
No,
not
Bob Hoskins.
You know who Bob Haskins is, right? No, it was Bob Hoskins. That's who it was.
Right. Hoskins is one of the best supporting actors. Like, he is one of the top supporting actors you'll ever see.
Exactly.
Right?
Meanwhile, we got to get to the Monday night game here.
Well,
I've not released it. Should we release it now
this
or wait
is like
till the
one
next
of those
segment?
900 numbers. I feel like we're laboring through the release.
It's
You did release it online.
I did release it online, but it's got to be. It's not final until I make it on the air.
What about somebody driving on the AC Expressway? They don't want to text and drive. They're
No, I'm
going
to release the same pick that I've already posted online.
You can't force greatness.
Man, you do not have to call any numbers.
No 900 number?
No numbers, nothing.
You will
Just
get
set
the
it
information
and
without
forget
a 1-800 number.
Exactly.
We're crushing the ad. That's probably not a good thing. Set it
and forget it. I got all the information right here. You see this? You think I just guess at this stuff?
The note card.
The note
Can
card
you
is
still
out.
get one of those things, by the way?
What's that?
The set it and forget it rotisserie chicken.
I have one in my basement. Yes, they're still available.
They
Yes.
probably have more. They're probably more expensive now.
Wait a second. I want to see a chicken go round.
I
and
did a
round
whole
on
show
that.
where I had a prime rib going around in there.
Recently?
Yeah, not that long.
Oh,
Earlier
okay.
this year.
Okay.
We're going to break. We're going to come back. Maybe one Monday night I'll bring the rotisserie
I would
grill in
love
here.
that.
We'll have it going.
I
Instead
would
of the
love it.
Yule log. We'll
Well,
have that.
We set it at 6 and then forget it.
Exactly. Prime rib by 9.
13 easy payments.
We're coming right back. We're live at Landmark Americana. Yes, we're
shipping
having
and
fun.
handling.
That's what you're supposed to do. Have fun. This is supposed to be about fun, folks.
Hour number 2 of the Monday Night Football Countdown to
easy
Kickoff
payments,
show is
13,
being
30,
sponsored by the Philadelphia
favorite.
Federal Credit
Just
Union.
3 easy payments.
Because you'd be watching whatever Comcast Sportsnet from the night before, and you wake up and it'd be on in the morning.
So the way we ended up with it was that one of our neighbors was moving and they were getting rid of a whole bunch of stuff, and it was still in the original box, never been used. I don't think it's for sale anymore.
Are you sure? I think you can go online and
Is
get
it?
out.
eBay.
One of our people will know.
I think Ron Popeil is still cranking those babies.
Well, he sold the company, the whole Ron Popeil, everything.
Experience.
Yes.
Well, now
But
Phil Swift is taking over the whole industry.
But the thing that's so funny is that we didn't think it was going to actually work
That's the
either,
Flex
and it's one of the
Seal guy.
best prime ribs we've ever had. It was fantastic. It really does work.
I'll never forget those infomercials. Never. You got media tomorrow? No, Wednesday? You know what was really weird for me? My first week in the when I was with the Bears.
It's his own company. It's called Flex Seal.
Oh, he's the best. They're hysterical. Flex Seal. I'm on a boat.
He's from Philly.
I love the boat.
I'm on the boat. I'm on a boat.
I love the boat.
This guy right now makes more money than anybody. Phil Swift. He's from Philly, and he's the one who invented this Flex Seal. Now he's got Flex Tape. He's got Flex everything.
Did he invent it, or did he just do it?
No, he invented it.
We use Flex Seal all over the house.
There he is.
John, what I was saying.
Does his own commercials.
My first time the media was in there when I was with the Bears.
Does it say, do you have an what do you call it?
Naked. And there's like 3 women right there. I'm like,
oh, yeah.
What's this? And they're like, yeah, it's normal, but it's my first time experiencing it. Not that I don't think, it's just nothing to do with covering the actual sport, but there's women in the locker room. Guys are like completely naked. It's a little awkward.
Some on purpose.
Do a search on this guy. Do a search on him on Wikipedia.
Some have the ability to be. I myself do not have that ability. I have a towel quickly.
So Colin, oh, he just took his headset off. I was going to ask him if that made him feel uncomfortable. I think he wanted to say something. That was clearly,
Isn't there a
I hope
Wikipedia
everybody
on him?
realized that. That was clearly that Colin wanted to say something else, and then he realized it was going live over Twitch, and he decided, oh, crap, I need to take my headset off. S. Falcon 39. Where is she? Somehow or another, I keep missing her. Is she, like, walking behind me or something?
Hey, Josh, that guy who buys all the ads, he doesn't hear me ripping him, does he? I don't rip him by name.
Ooh, I should play music over the commercial breaks.
Hey, Josh, there's a guy that has all the 900 numbers. Does he hear me? Can you hear me?
Dean, what is that? Oh, there's an eBay. Oh, look, there's an eBay rotisserie grill.
Robin? Shh. Who's that lady?
It was good to have him back on the plane after the game. Talked to him for a little bit, and he's in a good frame of mind. And hopefully we'll get him back soon.
That's that Dougie P. Better known
Jim
as
Schwartz.
Oh, that's Jim Schwartz talking about the defensive back who we saw leaving the field in Green Bay
Avonte
on a stretcher,
Maddox,
Avonte Maddox.
Tough one.
We saw him moving, and obviously he was alert, came back with the team, and it's a neck strain, so he'll be out for a few weeks. So that's the good news. The bad news is the Eagles secondary is still a mess at this time. And when you look around and you look at the other guys, you know, Jalen Mills is what, week 7 or 8, they're hoping?
Jalen is on the PUP list, so
Right.
that means after week 6, but that's when he can start practicing. Then you have a 5-week window where he can start practicing. But once he starts practicing, you have 21 days to either put him on the roster or put him back on the PUP list and he's out for the season. Is that Jalen? Jalen Mills?
Jalen Mills, yes, the Green
And
Goblin.
Creban LeBlanc is on injured reserve. He's out till after week 8.
I play with him in Chicago. Cravon.
Cravon's
He's a good little slot corner. He's tough.
He was a heck of a pickup. He was a pickup in November of last year off the street, off
Detroit.
waivers, when Detroit waived him. Eagles brought him in, really played well.
Yeah, I saw him at the Super Bowl. I saw a bunch of the Eagles defensive backs in Atlanta, and they're all little guys, but they're all fans. They all follow me on Twitter and stuff.
Really?
So I got to give those guys love, man. I mean, those guys came up to me giving me love. They played Madden. You know what I mean? When you got all your boys and they know who you are, and they played Madden, what are you going to say to them? You know what I mean?
You're going to give them love back.
Damn right. Meanwhile, we have the pick. Are you guys ready to make a pick on
Yes,
this game?
I'm ready.
I've already released mine, and I know I got scolded last week, and justifiably so.
Well,
Not
we
because
came down on you. All of us came down on you ahead of time.
I came down on myself harder than anybody.
Well, you stuck to your guns. You still made the pick. I give you credit for that.
I know, but it was a bad. I knew it, as I said, when I was watching the first quarter. I knew, like, the first series that I made the wrong decision.
You left immediately after
I did.
that
I
pick
left
six.
in disgust. I almost drove off of the Walt Whitman Bridge, but I said, "No, you know what? I'm still 19-8 on the season with my picks. That's a 70% clip.
Wow.
Who's hitting at 70% in the National Football League?
It's about consistency.
Carson
You're not
Wentz.
going to win them all.
No, 70% is pretty damn good.
You can make some good money on that clip.
You're damn right. And I give this away for free at absolutely no additional charge to you, and even you,
70%.
Billy Schweim. Even Billy Schweim doesn't have to pay for this information.
Now, hold on a second.
No,
I told him ahead
make
of time.
Billy pay.
I told him ahead of time that there's a subscription basis.
Yeah.
And that's for the podcast. That's for the podcast.
No. This is separate.
Twitch is only $4.99 a month. The price of one beer. You subscribe to this show. Where are you going to get a month's worth of entertainment for $4.99 these days?
I think Billy paid with the refrigerator.
Brazzers and Bruno.
And yes, Golden Tate is scheduled to return to the New York Football Giants this week.
Oh, I can't tell you how excited I am for that. The return of Tate.
What do you mean? All of a sudden, the Giants, we just talked about the energy. You got that. Now you have Golden Tate to add to the Wayne Gallman mix.
The problem I have is that you can throw on them, and you can run on them, and you can do whatever you want on them.
That's true.
I like Sterling Shepard.
No, I do too.
I
He's
liked
a
him
good
when I
player.
was up there. He is tough. He's tough in the slot.
Had him in fantasy this week.
76 yards receiving this week.
By the way, ladies and gentlemen, I just saw a live shot of Andy Dalton. He looks ready to win tonight.
Uh-oh.
Again, that's late information.
Oh,
Just by the hair, the red hair, the ginger hair. He's got his whole. He's not going to get Rick rolled tonight. He's not going to get Rick rolled tonight by the Pittsburgh Steelers. Did you see his numbers?
Yeah.
Like his first 3 games, he's thrown for almost 1,000 yards.
Because they're down by 50 every time they go out.
He's going to keep throwing. And if they can get Joe Mixon in the mix.
I think
remember everybody was going crazy about Joe Mixon? What a great pick fantasy.
Okay, so this is how I would see it, as completely 1,000 miles away, not Mr. Monday night or anything, not even Mr. Monday afternoon. But if I'm both of these coaches, I'm going to take the responsibility of winning this game out of my respective quarterbacks' hands the most, and I'm going to let Connor and Mixon dictate possession and pace of this game as much until the other coach tells me no.
Wow.
Great point.
I mean, if you have Andy Dalton, you got to feel better than Mason Rudolph.
Absolutely.
A little bit, but not that much, John.
Mm-hmm. He's a veteran guy. I mean, he's got to know how to play at this point, or he is Kirk Cousins.
The issue with Cincinnati is...
Are we still having that debate about Dalton? I thought the door was already shut.
No, I just mean when you're a veteran guy, you know where to go with the football. You might have some talent deficiencies.
Right.
Chase Daniel, probably the better example.
Case Keenum.
Having to come in at that point yesterday, and he knew where to go with the football. He was calm in the pocket. That's what I'm talking about. That's the advantage Cincinnati should have.
And here's the thing. All the stats in this game are all Pittsburgh. I mean, Pittsburgh hasn't started 0-4 since 1968. They've beaten the Cincinnati Bengals. These numbers are staggering.
That's Chuck Noll's first year.
8 straight. 11 of 12, Pittsburgh has beaten Cincinnati.
He's got the note card out, folks.
Cincinnati is 6-15 in prime time, 2-5 on Monday Night Football since Andy Dalton's rookie year in 2011.
Yeah,
so
Marvin Lewis was terrible.
Marvin Lewis is sitting at home tonight saying, "Thank God I'm out of there." And people in Cincinnati are saying, "Thank God he's out of here." Because you know what? To me, you can rip Andy Dalton all you want. Andy Dalton is better than Mason Rudolph. And Mason Rudolph's going to have the heat on him tonight because the Steelers are going to have to try to go, they can't start 0-4. And so they're in their own building. They own the Bengals, but the Bengals can throw the football. And if John Ross and whoever else is no A.J. Green, I think this is a game where the Cincinnati Bengals can go in there and steal one. Because I think Mason Rudolph showed me nothing last week. He had 5 turnovers and couldn't do anything with them.
And by the way,
the San Francisco 49ers tried to give him the game, and he couldn't take it.
Whoever wins this game in the AFC North, they're right back in it.
Yep.
Because Cleveland beat Baltimore.
Yep.
So Baltimore came back to the pack.
And Pittsburgh got Baltimore this weekend on Sunday, coming off the short week in Pittsburgh. So the Baltimore Ravens are going up there. Are they looking ahead?
So Mason Rudolph is going to win 2 straight games?
Mason Rudolph is looking ahead to the Baltimore Ravens tonight.
Trap game for Mason
Rudolph?
Game. Mason Rudolph. Wow.
You're forgetting about James Conner.
Yeah, we forgot about him last week when he fumbled the football and cost him the game.
He will have a big night tonight.
Bengals can't stop anybody in the ground,
He will have, and that O-line's good. He will have a big night tonight.
But you know the interesting thing about, you look at their first game in Seattle, they played well, right? So they played well in Seattle and almost won that game, and they gave Seattle a battle up there.
In Seattle.
Yes. And then they come back, and everybody's thinking, well, they're going to be home. They should play better. And they got blown out of the building. And so they're up and down. But to me, Andy Dalton, for all of his hatred, the guy can throw it. And I think that it's going to be on. He's got to get Mixon to run. Mixon can't average 2.1 yards a carry. He's done nothing for them this year.
Pittsburgh's a tough place to play.
I know it is. I'm just telling you, Mr. Monday Night's feeling something here. Look, Billy's going to run out right now. He's got to make a bet.
He just placed his bet based on your pick. Now
he's got to go outside and get the better reception so he can put this pick in before the game kicks off.
There's some interesting props based off of Mixon's performance tonight, because you'd have to think that if the Bengals are going to win this football game,
Mixon's got to play.
Mixon's going to score, right?
Yes.
Like, it'd be hard for me to think that Mixon doesn't cross the end zone unless. So you look at some of these parlays, like these in-game parlays, and any Mixon like scoring 1 or 2+ and the Bengals winning. If you are on the Bengals, my point of it is like, Tony or anybody else who thinks the Bengals are going to win and you're a bettor, why not add that for an extra incentive of placing the 2 with his Mixon scoring and the Bengals? I just can't see a scenario where Andy Dalton throws for 350 and 3 and Mixon goes 10 carries, 60 yards and is kept out of the end zone.
Yeah, but see, I have to make the pick on the game.
Oh no,
the props are all good.
This is supplemental stuff.
This isn't
like
going to
count.
Yeah, this is the fries to the chicken strips and the quesadillas.
Right, that's all I'm doing.
That's absolutely right.
I'm adding a little Old Bay to
you can put a little, just put a
unbelievable.
Just get like the guy with the meat, the guy with the big
the Salt Bay.
The Salt Bay guy.
Yeah, I'm just Salt Baying this whole thing. All right.
People want winners. I believe it was a great coach. Well, he wasn't really a great coach, but he was a great linebacker. One of the great players of all time who said,
I want winners.
I want winners is right. You know who that is, right? Mike Singletary, remember?
I want winners.
Isn't it amazing that the guy he was talking about is actually one of the best, if not the best, skill players right now in the Skins? And Vernon Davis, remember that? That whole thing was around Vernon Davis, right?
Yeah, when he pulled his
Kicked him
pants
off
down.
the field and everything.
He pulled his pants down in the locker room when he was the coach of the 49ers that one year.
And it changed his life.
Exactly.
It completely flipped Vernon Davis around.
So tonight the pick is the Cincinnati Bengals plus 3.5, and I'm going to throw in an extra bonus. I'm going to make 2 picks tonight.
Wait a second.
I'm going to take the under 44 tonight.
Whoa.
So it's Cincinnati plus the points and under 44. I believe this game goes under. John, you agree or disagree?
Bold. No, I'm picking Pittsburgh. It's in Pittsburgh. I do like the under, though.
Pittsburgh, big day at Mr. Connor.
Now, I'm curious. Would you suggest a little 2-game tease? Tease the under tonight with the under of the Rams Seahawks. Thursday night.
Don't confuse Mr. Monday Night. I got laser focus on this Monday night game.
I'm not asking you to give a Thursday night pick.
I just did. You mean
what's the number?
Right. Well, 49.
49.
Break. We got a break. I'm getting yelled at by Josh.
I don't think the Rams.
He's
put that
pissed
up
off
after
at me,
last
and I
week.
had nothing to do with this.
It's my fault.
Damn it, Josh.
It's Schweim's fault.
We're coming right back.
Damn magnets.
Another half hour till kickoff. We're live here at Landmark Americana. You want to go to Dallas? You better be here for the end of the show, yo.
You're listening to the Monday Night Football Countdown to Kickoff show with Tony Bruno and Eitan Shander. Presented by Corona, powered by Davio Steakhouse, and fueled by IBEW Local 98. John
I already have the lines for this week. Let's see.
Thursday night.
Seattle, that's a pick, you know.
It's a 2-point. I have it at 2 right here.
It started out supposedly as 1.5 Rams, and now it's a pick 'em.
Where did you print that out?
I printed this out before I left.
Hopefully have a good Thursday night game this week too, John. This will be good. At least you want to. You'll want to turn your TV on.
It's -2.
Yeah.
It looks picked though. Why are they? Oh, that's +2. I'm sorry. So Seattle's a 2-point favorite at home. Yeah, that makes sense, especially after the way the Rams played. Although, does the Rams bounce back? I mean, they got offense. Seattle's defense is good. But
yeah, I got to believe that goes over 49.
Wait, you have what?
That's over 49.
You like the Rams in this one?
The over-under 49.
I don't know who I like, but I like the over. I haven't decided.
You like
what?
the over 49?
Thursday?
Yeah. So what I might do is I might tease that down to 43. Those two teams should definitely hit 43. Fuck, Seattle and Arizona almost hit 42 last week.
I like
if
the
Kyler Murray scored that last touchdown, they would have hit 43 points.
Who do we like this week? I like the Rams in that. In Seattle.
I wonder about the total, though.
Boy, Seattle losing 2 in a row in Seattle. I don't know.
Dean says pound the over. I don't think there's over tonight. They're not going to score a lot of points. You think these two teams are going to score a lot of points?
Not unless Mason Rudolph helps with some pick sixes.
Yes.
James Conner.
Hammer time.
James Conner. Big night.
He's going to fumble again tonight.
Book it. Just like I booked last weekend, Bears defense.
See, he's putting the juju on my Monday night picks. Have you noticed that, Ethan?
Colin is ruining it.
Colin's just like, he's giving me the bad juju.
Why is that?
It's not you. I'm just here to help. So
5-0, man, on Thursday nights, though. 5-0.
Well, Tony, you totally screwed the pooch last week, Monday night.
No shit, Robin.
Tell him, Robin.
I mean, it was bad.
And how did I open the show last Tuesday?
Oh, yeah, no, you had a major.
I had being ridiculed, like people calling me names, every nasty drop-in I could find.
I even looked at you and I went, what were you thinking? What were you thinking?
I mean, it was definitely a sexy pick, but
like tonight's pick.
That's
Nobody's picking Cincinnati.
No.
Nobody, right?
No.
These are the kinds of picks that separate you from the, because when it looks too easy, like the Packers last week.
Yeah.
Are you pissed at me or something, Josh? People are saying you sound salty, man.
I'll get to meet Josh tomorrow. I'll be at 97.3.
Hey, Tony, do you want some chocolate?
Sets up the offense. Slot to the far side. Slot to the near side. Ortega is over to the near side. The pass goes, and it is complete for a touchdown to Dallas Goedert. Boy, they missed not having him.
You are live.
Yes, they did, Merrill Reese. Funny, I was listening to Merrill on the way home from Breakers out there in the King of Prussia last Thursday night, and in the first quarter, it was classic. The way how badly the Eagles were playing. And Merrill and Mike Quick on the Eagles radio network are like, oh my goodness, this is terrible. What has happened to this team? I mean, he was just flabbergasted at the way the defense played in the first half. It looked like they were going to get blown out of Lambeau Field, did it not?
One guy was doing it.
Yeah.
It was one guy. It was like one of these movies, these Rambo movies, where one guy kills everybody.
Devontae Adams. Yeah. I mean, they could have thrown it upside down.
By the way, I predicted that. Devontae Adams would kill the Eagles.
And he did.
Great route runner. They struggle with really sharp route runners. Same thing with Marvin Jones. Devontae is a tick above that. So no surprise. But I don't know if this is inside baseball, Tony, but I don't know if you know.
As long as you're not an outsider. I don't have outsiders on
Merrill
the show.
Reese really gets emotional about the Eagles.
Yes, he does.
He really likes them.
It's probably,
Plus, he doesn't, when he gets angry, when he sees the team playing poorly, he says it as well.
Yes.
He's not, because you know why? He's been around so long. What are they going to do? Call Merrill into the office the next day and say, hey, Merrill.
No, he's a team employee.
What are you doing here?
I think it makes for good radio, though.
It does. He's not like, he doesn't call them names or say vile things. But he, I'm telling you, in that first half, you listen back to it, he was absolutely incredulous about how the defense was getting picked apart.
If you're a fan, listen to that. You have to love it because you're saying the same thing, right?
Yeah.
And that's the genuine part of muting your TV and listening to him or driving. Merrill is. I love Merrill. I love his passion. Been able to meet him a few times. He's an awesome guy. Great job on the radio.
Absolutely. Before you were born, Merrill Reese and he actually replaced Charlie Swift, who was the voice of the Eagles many, many years ago on WIP.
Not Danny Swift.
No, Charlie Swift was the voice of the Eagles
Not
for a
Taylor
long,
Swift?
long time.
Not Taylor Swift?
And he committed suicide, believe it or not.
Is that right?
Oh,
Yes.
Really? Jeez.
And Merrill Reese, who was doing the pregame show, stepped in to replace Charlie Swift in tragic circumstances and has been the voice of the Eagles ever since.
Was this something that happened like on the way that people found out he had to jump into the broadcast?
No,
or?
not the day of. It was
okay.
a couple of days before.
Jeez.
But Merrill Reese became the voice of the Eagles because of the death of Charlie Swift, long-time Eagle broadcaster.
I did not do that. Was
Yes.
that the Mike McCormick era?
No, that was before Mike McCormick.
You stumped McMullen. You know how hard that is?
I know.
That's harder than
You know what that
stumping
proves?
the Schwab.
I'm a lot older. That's what it is. I mean, I've been around a long time.
Not stump the Schwein.
Or
No,
the
not the
Schwab.
No, they have
Howie Schwab. They
right.
have Stump the Schwein
They
now
do.
in the locker room?
Yeah, every Thursday at 5:30 with Mike Gill, it's Stump the Schwein on the Sports Bash.
Now, do you play Stump the Schwein, John McMullen?
I've never played Stump the Schwein.
What about you, Colin?
Never heard of it.
Wow,
Billy
you
was
must not
just
be
here.
listening to the
I'm
show.
good. He's busted his chops.
I love him.
He's
the
just
best.
trying to get Mike Gill excited and upset.
it's
He's trying to get Josh even more pissed off. I don't know why Josh doesn't like me.
Why is Twitch reacting that Josh is coming down on you today?
They can hear it. They can hear it during the breaks.
They can hear the level of disdain in Josh Hennick's voice whenever he talks to you.
What did I ever do to him?
No, it's not disdain.
You're not following orders, Tony.
Yes, I am.
It's not disdain.
Josh, defend yourself.
When he says break, I break, and then
He's
everybody else
yelling
starts
at you.
No.
Everybody starts
I
talking.
speak emphatically to get your attention because I know there's 200 people there.
Jesus, Josh.
This is a great bar.
Listen, there's only one
Ton of
person when
people.
it's Tony Bruno here, right? That's
Yeah.
you. The only
And by the
person
way,
Tony's
usually
focused
the only
on
one
is
who
you.
listens to me. The rest of you don't even hear
Exactly.
me.
I'm a professional. I'm trying to keep this train. I'm the guy that goes off the rails. You and Harry Rail. I go off the rails on my Twitch show every day.
Sure.
Because I pretty much do whatever I want. But when we have a finely tuned machine like this Monday night show, this is not one of those shows where you just do whatever the hell you want.
No,
we
like-
have a strict
right.
format. Look, this whole show is formatted break by break.
I see this.
It's dotted. Everything's highlighted. I got yellow marker. I got blue marker. I got orange markers on there.
Now, those
That's
guys
Krause.
were ripping us today, earlier before we came on. The Sports Bash ripping the four of us.
No, they weren't.
They were.
Mike Gill was ripping us?
Yeah, saying, Ryan Rothstein, Mike Gill saying because of how much of a dud tonight is,
Yes.
and the fact that the Eagles played nearly a week ago, it seems, that tonight will be, quote, even less sports and football than you normally
Nonsense.
do.
What
Yeah.
are you talking about? We've been breaking it down.
And my whole thing is, an hour and a half into this, I feel like this has been the most nuts and bolts we've done to date.
Damn right.
Well, Colin and I are used to it because we got ripped by you last week.
Who?
So we're getting ripped up from all angles.
And Ryan Rothstein is checking in. It's not Stump the Schwein. That's why I don't know what it is. It's Get Off My Lawn.
No, I know.
Okay,
I know.
get off my lawn.
I was just,
yeah.
I was creating
That's
a new
everybody.
segment.
Stump the Schwein, because Howie Schwab, who was a friend of mine, I worked
Sure.
with at ESPN.
Yes.
He was
Sure.
he was the research guy
And he was-
when I was there.
Yeah.
He was ESPN's research department.
You could stump the Swine with, I don't know, who's the manager of the Phillies. So Get Off My Lawn
Wow.
is a better segment.
Well,
No,
Get
I'm
Off
just
My Lawn.
kidding.
He's not that old.
I'm just
That's usually reserved for old white
Yes.
guys, right?
Well, I think
Get
Schwein-
Off My Lawn.
I think that's Schweim's segment. I think he created it.
Why would he? He's a young dude.
He yells about everything. Have you not heard his show?
When he talks, he yells.
He's
First
more
of all,
animated
Billy
than me.
Schwein is in his mid-50s, guys.
No, he's not.
He
is
just
he?
looks. He looks.
He looks young.
Spelt.
When
His hand
are you
makes him
old?
look younger.
When are you old enough to be considered Get Off My Lawn material?
40,
How old do you have?
50,
60 plus.
I think 40.
40?
here's
How
the
many
thing.
40-year-olds have lawns or houses that they can
Anytime, you're
afford to
only
live
saying
in?
that because
Me?
you're
Well, because
famous.
you're
I
a
just
big
bought
star.
one.
You're a big
should.
star. You're a celebrity.
Wait a second.
The average person now
It
is
took
40.
me getting fired from a radio station to start making money.
You know how many 40-year-olds are still living at home with their parents right now?
Yeah, that would have been me a year ago.
Jesus.
Get off my. What would it be? Stoop?
I don't
like
know.
If you're a jaded 30-year-old, what would you wouldn't say get off my lawn, right?
My block?
It's get off my parents' lawn, right?
I don't have a lawn. Get off my concrete sidewalk.
Get off my mini street.
I get my assault rifle off and fire a couple of blasts of Morton salt at them.
No, okay.
We just got one the other day.
Did you get one?
I have
Dad, Dave
video
bought
proof.
one. It is fun.
How
Listen,
great is that?
I have video proof. I'm going to show you in the break. I have video proof of the bug assault not working on a stink bug.
No, that's not true.
A stink. Listen,
They have a shell.
I'm like Rambo. Bam, bam. I was cocking a shotgun like Schwarzenegger in Red Heat, and the thing, I have video proof. It was bouncing off the back of the stink bug.
I
The
know.
stink bug has evolved. They're taking over.
They're taking over from cockroaches?
I'm showing you the video in the
Just
break.
pick it up and throw it out.
Well, eventually I killed it, but the fact
Hey, Tom, you realize that stink bugs are vegetarians, right?
Yeah, stink bugs have like armor.
Listen.
They're like armadillos.
I'm shooting a shotgun worth of rock salt at an animal. It should do
You're not
something.
supposed to put rock salt. It's got to be the fine Morton iodized salt.
Listen, I got
we
this
just
stuff
got
sent to
one.
me.
My dad Dave got one for my girlfriend Sydney. She's not a fan of flies.
Who is?
No one is, right? But she, she's from Texas. She knows how to shoot a gun, and she was taking them out left and right. They're fun.
Yeah, they're called bug assault. Have you seen these things, John?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it's a great invention.
Do you have I have the sight on mine.
You have the laser
Oh,
sight?
yeah. Do you know the
No,
slogan
I didn't
they
get
have?
a laser sight.
I got it just because of the slogan. When they see red, they're already dead.
We got a drop for that. We had to.
I bought it on the strength of that.
Oh, man. Nick Foles chiming in from down in Jacksonville.
How's everyone doing?
Yeah.
Let's make some noise. Come on.
Come on, let's make some noise.
Nick Foles.
By the way, how happy is it? Nick Foles, God bless him. He's got his Super Bowl MVP. He's got his Pro Bowl MVP. He's got his ring.
And now he's comfortable.
He
He's
got a
backup
big
quarterback.
fat paycheck to go down into Jacksonville, and now he gets to sit back and enjoy and relax and enjoy the Gardner Minshew. Now, I'm sure it hurts him, but you're thinking, hey, man, I've had a long career. I had a couple of reboots with the Eagles, win a Super Bowl. Everybody wants me. Boom, I go down, sign a big deal. I didn't want to get hurt, but hey.
No state income tax either.
No income tax in Jacksonville.
That's a good deal,
That's
man.
That's a better deal than Chase Daniels, who you saw the stat, 4 starts, $34 million Chase Daniels made in the NFL.
Unbelievable.
Are you serious?
$34 million he's collected to start 4 games in the National Football League.
He's been all over New Orleans, Philly, Kansas City.
That's Jason Capono level stealing right there.
And
really?
It's funny too. I got to know Chase in Chicago, obviously from playing there, and he was saying the only place his wife genuinely was upset about leaving was actually Philadelphia. They stayed over in the not the Cherry Hill area, but what is that?
Mount Laurel?
Haddonfield.
Haddonfield.
So,
everybody loves
great guy.
Haddonfield.
Chase is great. Super smart. He was like
Drew Brees loved him.
Yep.
Yeah.
Andy loved him.
Trey
Doug
Bur-
loved him.
would-
Everybody loves him.
I would poke a little fun. I said, how's your tenure in Philly? He just started laughing. He said, yeah, they didn't like me too much over there. But a great guy. I mean, hey, to me, he's a little bit more than a game manager because he is so smart, and he's got a decent arm. This isn't a dead arm by any means. I think if he's got another week of practice, he actually could put something together. I mean, he came literally in the game out of nowhere.
Yeah.
Is he the best backup? I mean, Teddy Bridgewater is
Teddy.
Yeah, but he's kind of walking that line, right?
But he's
Because of
almost
the
a
injury,
starter,
right?
yeah.
So is Daniel the best backup right now in the NFL?
Minshew.
Philly
Yeah, how about
Godfather on hold.
You know, it's interesting because.
Oh, wait a minute. Wait.
We have breaking news.
We have breaking news, ladies and gentlemen. Hold your thought right there, John McMullen. The Philly Godfather has just checked in. I need late information. Ladies and gentlemen.
Get money, yo.
My man, what's up, brother? Philly Godfather. Give you a call back in a little bit.
East Coast, Philadelphia, born and raised. In the streets is where I spent most of my days. Chilling out,
Yes, indeed, ladies and gentlemen, the Philly Godfather. Just like Donald Trump, when he talks, he sounds like a mob guy, but he's really not.
Okay.
He is the Philly Godfather. What's going on tonight?
Tagline associated with the PGF?
No, everybody was using, he sounds like a mob boss. He's not a mob boss, he's the Philly Godfather.
Best sunglasses in the business.
No doubt about it. What's going on tonight, sir?
Man, who's going to watch the game tonight unless you got some money on the game? I mean, we got 2 winless teams. Who's going to fire? You firing, Tony?
I had to make a pick. There's no bye weeks when you're Mr. Monday Night, sir.
We don't take days off.
You can't take a night off just because the game stinks. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
and guess
you're
what?
right about-
You know why people will watch this game? For one reason and one reason alone. Gambling.
Making money.
If it
Fantasy
wasn't for
and
gambling, this game would be shipped off to the Ocho on ESPN. If they could take it off regular ESPN, they would put it on the Ocho.
Yeah, I agree with you 100%, man. Well, the game opened up 4.5. It's down to 3.5. There's a little bit of market manipulation going on right now. And as soon as that line hit 3 earlier, there was some sharp money that took Pittsburgh -3. The total has also seen a 2-point adjustment from 43.5 to as high as 45.5 in some of the shops offshore and out in Vegas. The bottom line is I think Pittsburgh has a better offensive line. They've both played some tough defenses on the year. So both of these offenses have looked putrid, but I'm expecting a high-scoring game tonight. Like I said, they got nothing to lose. I think they're going to go out there and throw the ball a ton, and Pittsburgh's got the better offensive line, so I think they're better in the trenches. I laid some 3 on Pittsburgh, nothing big. I mean, I'm not going to bet no big money on either one of these teams, and I went over 44 for a couple bucks as well.
Well, see, you're going completely opposite. I went Bengals with the points just to try to make it interesting, but I got it at 3.5, though. That's when I took the hook, because that could be one of these games. I think they're going to go under, so we're going to see. Billy Godfather says Pittsburgh and the over. I'm saying Cincinnati and the under. One of us will be going down hard tonight. Well, not that hard.
And next, there's some sharp opposition that likes what you're on. Q, the Chinaman, he's on the under 21.5 first half and under 46 full game. So you got a very well-respected sports bettor, one of the bigger sports bettors in the world, that agrees with you, Tony.
What about the Sharps now? What are the Sharps saying? I love what the Sharps say, because you broke that down last Thursday night when we were talking about the Green Bay Eagle game. Sharps versus the Rounds.
The Marbles.
The Marbles. The Sharps versus the Marbles.
Well, there's opposition. There's some sharp guys on Pittsburgh. There's some sharp guys on Cincinnati. And they're on both sides of this game. So, I mean, they're all over the place tonight. Nothing major. There's no big money going down on this game. I talked to my guys offshore. I talked to my guys in Vegas. No one's really burying this game.
Yeah, it's just you have to bet it because it's there. It's like arena football when it's there. It's like the WNBA. It's the only thing on. You got to bet it.
I wonder if, though, you can look at like a player prop, right? Like Andy Dalton passing yards. I see around 261, 265 plus. The Steelers are one of the worst defenses, pass defenses in the NFL. You would think that would be a lock, right? That no matter what the end of outcome is, Dalton could at least get you 280 tonight, PGF.
Yeah, I agree with you 100%. There's a sharp prop that we bet also, over 70 passing yards for Tyler Boyd. That has moved 5 yards, though, since we bet it, because we do move the lines. We make sure we make the bookmakers adjust their price. So if you want to go over 75, receiving yards for Tyler Boyd, you might be able to cash a ticket.
I see John McMullen going on to FanDuel right now, a guy who doesn't normally bet, but now he's so motivated.
He's been convinced.
So motivated.
He's highly invested now in this game.
This is not the game that's going to get me.
No, you're right about that.
But hold on, you win $1,000 on this game, John. You're hooked for life.
That's true.
Right? That's it. You're in.
If you're betting $1,000 on this game, I got a number 1-800-GAMBLER. That's what you do.
Yeah, he definitely needs some help. I got a money line parlay for Sunday. If you guys want it, I'll give it out early for you guys.
Give me a money line parlay.
Hold on. Let me
write it down.
Let me get my slip out here. Money line parlay for week 5.
It pays 8-1, 2-team money line parlay. Packers on the money line, Broncos on the money line. Bet it now and buy your wife a gift at the end of the week.
What happens if I don't have a wife, or I have a wife? Do I buy a wife and the Kumad a gift too, or just a wife?
Packers and Broncos on the money line in L.A.
That's right.
All right, just making sure I heard you right.
Advantage of the Chargers. That line's way too high. Broncos are starving. They've been in every game this year. Flacco's been giving the games away. I mean, Sunday they were up 17-0, 1st and 10 at the Jags 33-yard line, and the guy overthrows the wide receiver. I mean, they had so many opportunities to win all the games. This is the week they went outright, and the Packers are going to beat Dallas. They got no what's that kid's name? Tyrone Smith, the offensive lineman. He's out.
Yep.
And anytime he's out, I mean, their quarterback gets crushed. I think they had he's been out 4 times when it matters. Quarterback got hit 33 times with 23 sacks. This year in all 4 games that he's played, 15 hits with only 3 sacks. So he's huge to that Cowboys offensive line.
Well,
I'm in, man.
Bradley Chubb, the linebacker for the Broncos, out for the year now, too. So that's a big blow for that defense, which hasn't really been getting a lot of pressure on. Billy Godfather breaking it down and giving us action for next Sunday already. And it's only Monday night, and we already are invested in Sunday action already.
That 2-team parlay he just gave is at plus 751 where I'm at.
I may jump on that tonight.
Collins off.
That's what we call a 10-foot pole right there. Don't touch that with a 10-foot pole.
Well, I think Packers money line in Dallas makes sense, right?
Broncos going to L.A.?
We got to break because we got one more segment, guys.
That man's smart.
I know he is.
We got one more segment, and we're going to come back and wrap this baby, put a bow on it, and tell you how you can win tickets to be here tonight. So you may be going to Dallas on October 20th to see the Eagles and Cowboys down there in Big Dayton. Coming right back. Stick around.
Hour number 2 of the
Big
Monday
dude.
Night Football Countdown to Kickoff show is being sponsored by the Philadelphia Federal Credit Union. Your town is our town. Go Birds!
This is Mays and Aton with Harry Mays and Aton Shander.
Last weekend I picked Detroit. I was telling my buddies I thought there was going to be an upset in the NFL. I thought Detroit was going to get them.
These are my picks last week. Thursday night Eagles +4. Then I went with the Titans. I love the Titans because Atlanta can't beat anybody in the AFC.
Wow,
Did you see they're like
Raiders,
0
I'm
and 50?
impressed.
I took the Raiders +7 at the Colts. They win it outright. I took the Chiefs 6.5 and they pulled it out, but that was my only loss. And I took the Bills +7. They lost by 6. And remember when they were down, they were in field goal range, right? It was 16 to 10?
16-10.
And they kick a field goal and it's only 16-13. They cover easily. And then you're thinking this way, Brady's not going to go for another score at that point. He's just going to run out the clock. So they don't go for it because they had what's-his-face in there, Matt Barkley, who was awful, by the way. I know you like Chase Daniel, but Matt Barkley's terrible.
No, I think, but I don't. I mean, I think Chase is a good backup.
No, Chase is, but Matt Barkley's terrible.
That's a shame. His career. Imagine if he came out early and was a first-round pick.
Yeah.
Yeah,
He stuck around.
He would have been a first-round pick.
Right, like who he would have went to that year? Probably like Arizona.
Yeah.
I mean, ugh.
But he hurt his shoulder. That was the whole thing. I mean, he was never the same physically.
Trey loved him. Trey Burton loved him. Said he's an awesome guy.
That's a pretty good week right there, man. 3-1. No, 4-1. Starting Thursday.
John, you just cover the Eagles, right?
Titans, Raiders, Bills.
Yeah,
Chiefs,
now,
my only
but I
loser.
used to cover the whole league.
And now that's the hell am I?
Sports Network?
I got to bet these damn games, man. I got to get an account.
Philly, Hatboro was the office. But
oh, really?
Syndicated, so it was like
What's that?
Associated Press. It was the largest sports-only wire service in the country. And then they sold it to Stats Inc.
Okay. How long have you been doing just the Eagles for?
3 years? 4 years. 4 years.
Krause, he's got a wardrobe change, baby. He's back.
Number 3.
Are you serious right now, Robin? Look at this.
1-2.
Look at that.
You
Look
got
at
to be
this.
kidding me.
Look at this.
Look. Josh,
Look
we
at
got
this,
ice cream
ladies.
Sundays here, Josh.
Guys, how about the guy
Yes.
at the bar with the Godfather T-shirt on? I love it.
Where's the guy with the Godfather? Oh, that's not the Philly Godfather. That's just the real Godfather.
The Philly Godfather, isn't it?
Tell him, Krause. How about the guy holding the brownie sundae?
Who ordered the brownie sundae?
Look at that.
I didn't order this. Robin, did you order this?
I mean, that's like right up. I mean, that's
I only got one spoon, too. Who wants some of this?
No, you're good. I want the whole thing. That's the problem.
Wait a minute, I got to have one bite.
Oh.
How much time? Josh, how much do we have?
40.
No, how much do we have in the last segment?
Not much. That got to be like 4 or 5 minutes.
And so, Joe, I want to go to you one last time for the big.
Got it. Sounds good.
Rocking
man.
the Pro Bowl Carson Wentz jersey.
He's got a little everything.
It's the only jersey I will never give away, John.
Why?
Never give this one away.
I'm having them bring extra spoons, Tony.
Hey, I'm getting my weight up now. Live here at Landmark in our final segment of the night before the Monday night game.
What is that?
I have just been handed, ladies and gentlemen, a brownie sundae here.
Oh,
I heard Mike Quick say get some weight on.
get your weight up.
Get my weight up. This will get my weight up.
Wow.
I only got one spoon. No, I didn't order this, by the way. Miss Robin ordered it. I got one spoon. John, 3 brownies, vanilla ice cream, little caramel on there.
There's a little cherry there, too?
Cherry on top. Little
Looks
maraschino.
tremendous, but I don't need to add on. So I'm gonna.
You said put some weight on.
Yeah.
Or get your weight up.
Get your weight up, right. Get your weight up.
Thank you, Mike.
Now,
Yes.
that's a Steve
work, Josh.
Smithism, though. I mean, you need to give credit to the original, the OG. That's a Steve Smith Sr. phrase. Get your weight up. Yeah, Steve Smith invented
Mike Quick
a lot of.
stole it from some Steve Smith.
I'm not accusing Mike Quick of stealing anything.
Sounds like you are.
I'm just saying people take liberties on. Think about it. How many things have you said on the air that's been stolen? Some people that are currently and actively working in the market have made a living off of stealing.
I don't
stuff.
get angry at that stuff. That's
no, I know you
that's
don't
like
get
an
angry.
homage.
But that's what I'm saying. It's right. Trust me. Harry and I and a couple of other people at the place, we used to keep you alive that way. Play your drops and everything.
It's funny because there's a lot of people who come up with stuff, and mine is all stream of consciousness. I don't prepare as far as like ad libs, but they get angry. Like it's like LeBron trying to copyright Taco Tuesday. You know,
wow. Come on.
When you say something and somebody says it on their show, what are you going to do? Get mad at them and call, "How dare you say my thing? How dare you?" As the Greta chick, the climate activist said. How dare you?
Do you have that on a drop?
Yeah, I have that in here.
That's going to be one of the best.
That should be in heavy rotation.
Eagles get blown out by the Jets. Doug Peterson's trying to explain something during the press conference, and you drop a little Greta on him. How dare you?
No, she doesn't yell it out. She's very calm, very cool, very collected.
Now, this isn't Greta Van Susteren,
Not
right?
Greta Van Susteren,
Okay,
no,
okay.
she's long gone. I don't know where the hell
sure.
she is. Why can't I find this stuff? I just loaded it the other day.
Yeah, what's happened here? This is
Robin,
like
did you mess up my soundboard here?
We got to get these organized.
Seriously.
I know.
And we can't throw Miss Robin under the bus.
No, you can't. That's the thing. Like, just play anything now at this point.
No, I got to find Greta in here.
This is the second time. I asked for Greta earlier in the
know.
show.
This is ridiculous.
This is an outrage right now. What is happening here with the soundboard?
You get a drop.
I hate to do it to you, Tony.
Damn, the show's over already.
That's it.
Oh, here it is. Listen. Here it is.
How dare you?
How dare you?
That sounds like something out of a silent movie.
We will never forgive you.
No, we'll never forgive you.
You are failing us.
Yes, you are. Oh, thank you. We
Here you
got the spoons, fellas.
Colin Thompson wanted another spoon.
Colin Thompson.
Under the bus again, Eitan.
John McMullen. Great job tonight, guys. Eitan Shander.
I was
Tony
here.
Bruno.
Thank you.
Thank you.
I was here.
I know. Great job.
No, I
and
wouldn't
don't
say
forget, coming up, your chance to win a chance to go to Dallas. Stick around. You got to be here at Landmark Americana. We'll see you on Thursday.
To win, Tom.
Thank you very much. Good night, everybody. Don't drink and drive. Don't text and drive. And God bless America. We'll see you next Monday night here at Landmark Americana on Countdown to Kickoff, baby.
All right, Josh. There you go.
Get your weight.
John McMullen, Colin Thompson.
I didn't know you had that pulled already.
Jacob Media Sports Presentation.
New Jersey. Welcome to Save Yourself with Geico.
You go in for
All right, guys, here we are.
But the huggy pulls up for a handshake.
Come on, man.
All right.
You couldn't save yourself from the crushing
Thank you
effort
all.
of a handshake hug mixer, but you could save
AJ in San Antonio, that soundbite sounds like a bad English dubbing on a kung fu movie. I have never seen such bad overacting in my life. I know that she's a young kid, but oh, that was bad. Anyway.
I got to change the color on that. It's gray. That's why I couldn't figure out who it was. Is that good or what?
Tony Bruno, Eitan, Colin, John, everybody, say goodbye to Twitch folks and hope to see them next time on Thursday night. We will be at Screwballs.
Screwballs, bitches.
Screwballs. Please join us if you're in town.
Exactly. Good night, everybody.
And we will be back tomorrow at 1 p.m. Eastern on normal time, normal channel, same bat cave, same bat time.
If you are a teacher, police officer, first responder, or work for a nonprofit, then you may qualify to have all of your student loans forgiven. The student guides want to give you free information on all the current programs that can help. The sooner you call, the faster you can save. Get the maximum loan forgiveness and loan reduction available. Plus, find out in the first free call all the relief programs you may qualify for. A loan forgiveness specialist is standing by to answer all of your questions for free. Stop worrying about student loan payments. Call 800-933-3470. Wipe out your federal student loan debt. Call now. 800-933-3470. 800